Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Courtroom Files Live. I'm skipping the intro. I'm skipping everything, and I'm starting 20 minutes early because it's a really busy morning out there in court already. We're going to go ahead and start with Judge McNally.
For 3 months, you cannot leave the state without the consent of the court or violate any law. You must appear in court as directed. I'm simply going to go fines 50, costs 50, 75 victims' rights fee, $50 justice assessment. I'm going to waive your probation fees of 20 a month. Your total is 225. You stay out of trouble, non-reporting probation. We're going to give you a review hearing date. If you're compliant, didn't get in any trouble, did everything I asked you to do, that case will be dismissed. So First of all, Lisa, can you give me a date in mid-June or so?
June 18th at 9 o'clock.
June 18th at 9 o'clock will be your court date, okay? You're going to go down the hall and get that date, and that will be the review hearing date. On the other file, you got to take care of these tickets. I'm not going to order you to go there. You need to go there and get a valid license, or you're going to end up back here.
Well,
wait, just listen.
Oh, I'm sorry.
100 fines, 165 costs, 75 victims' rights fee, $50 justice assessment, 395 or 60 days, okay? So you'll 395 plus 225 for a total of 615. Can you pay all that?
Today?
Yes.
No, not today.
How much can you pay today?
I have to look and see.
Can you pay
I can
the,
pay something today though.
can you pay the 225 on the
I
false
think I
info?
can pay 225.
All right, you pay that now.
Okay.
And then I see you're making good money, so I'll just go ahead and set you up on a plan of $75 per week on the suspend, and I'll start that beginning on April the 7th. Can you do that?
Yes.
If you need more time, you call the court, we'll go on Zoom or come in here on or before the due date, 8:30. I will be glad to give you an extension.
Okay.
I wish you well. Stay out of trouble now. Get that license taken care of.
I was trying to before this day, but I had got an extra suspension. I don't know why for 90 days. I was supposed
People
to be
don't
able
want
to
you to,
re-get it.
you gotta show up in court. I'm just telling you, you gotta show up in court. It's not good when you don't show up in court, all right? I wish you well, ma'am.
Thank you.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
Raphael Kiwan Darius Senegal, 25B1488083. Should have been a lawyer. You got yourself a good deal here. Your name?
Raphael Senegal.
You're going to plead. You met with the prosecutor. You're going to plead to allowing an unlicensed driver to drive. And they're going to dismiss the suspend. True?
Yes,
Is that what you want to do?
yes,
That's 0 points. It won't go on your record. The possible penalties are up to 500 fines, 90 days jail. Costs are all those. Do you understand that?
yes,
You just sign, read, and understand the advice of rights.
yes,
If you plead guilty, you'll be giving up all those rights, and there will not be a hearing or a trial. Do you understand that?
yes.
You have the right to a lawyer. If you want, I'll give you one, or do you still wish to waive it?
I don't need one.
You waive your right to a lawyer?
Yes,
You understand all your rights?
yes,
The charge allowing an unlicensed driver to drive, how do you plead?
guilty,
I'm sorry,
guilty.
were you in control of a 2007 Dodge that was being operated on I-75 southbound to Breland in Brownstown
Yes,
on February 18 of 25?
yes,
To allow
was
somebody to drive that was unlicensed, and was that you?
me.
Are you on probation?
Huh?
Are you on probation?
I'm not on anything.
I can't hear you.
I'm not on anything.
You're not on parole either.
No, I'm not on anything.
Anybody force you to plead guilty?
No,
Please accept it. You realize you have about 6 or 7 warrants?
I paid everything I got on my name off. She would say she wrote it on the bottom of the page so you can see it.
Wait a minute. Did you write something for me, Lisa?
She just wrote on the bottom of that page that you got
I
right at
think
the
you need
bottom.
the step form.
Oh,
Paid everything.
oh, you have a valid license. Good for you. Did you clear all your warrants?
Yeah, I did everything.
Good. Where do you work at?
I'm a construction worker
All right.
for budget construction.
Well, I can go light on you now. You all right with that, or
Yeah, I am.
anything you want to tell me?
Honestly, man, I'm gonna be honest. The ticket that my license was suspended for, it wasn't even me. I just paid it off.
Well, you had multiple warrants, so,
I got a brother that's on drugs. He used my name all the time.
well, that's not good, nice of him.
I just did what I had to do for myself, so I did what I had to do.
I'll tell you what, I'm gonna go light. 100, this light as I'm gonna be. 100 fines, 25 costs, 75 victims' rights, $50 justice assessment, 250 or 30 days. Go down the hall, take care of that, and you're all set.
Okay.
And you have that now?
I should have it on my card.
If you don't, tell me.
I should have it on my card. I should have.
Well, if you don't, Lisa, if he doesn't,
I should have it, man.
just zoom in. Okay,
I should have.
good luck.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're a respectful young man.
Thanks, man.
Michael Gerard Barnes, 24W833715, A and B, and 24B146487, and 25B148100, A, B, and C. Your name?
Michael Barnes. How are you doing today, Your Honor?
How do you think I'm doing after I look at your files when you've been ignoring this?
Not too good.
I mean, come on. This is not. I'm sure every judge is troubled by this, but maybe me more so than others, because I find it incredibly disrespectful, not to me, to our system. You cannot do this. You can't do this. This is a no-no. You're getting off to a bad start. You're 21. You have the right to a lawyer on these. I'll be happy to provide you with one at public expense. Would you like a lawyer?
I'm not sure if I should get a
Let's
lawyer.
get you a lawyer. I'm still gonna be fair with you, Mr. Barnes, but you're gonna stop doing that. We're gonna have a big problem. All right, we'll get you a lawyer and you'll come back in front of me either way, people against Toe. David Toe, 25I-805-13A and B and C. Guys, come on up here, Miss Hamami. How are you?
Good morning, Your Honor. Lisa Hamani on behalf of Grovefield Township.
I see you're on the Board of Commissioners.
I am, Judge. I'm the president-elect September.
I did not realize that. I thought your letter was very well written.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. We're getting a lot of blowback.
Well, you're getting blowback?
Yes, sir.
Bad blowback?
Yes, sir.
Really?
I'll say at last count, we were at 69% of neutral and positive, and we've gotten a lot of negative responses. I'll tell you, some of the positive responses indicated that it was too vanilla, but.
Your name?
David Toth.
Okay. This has been going on too long for my liking.
Actually, Judge, this is a new citation that was issued. Mr. Toth has complied with most of the requirements that the tickets were issued for. There's literally one remaining item, and it's a backhoe that's being stored on the property, and he's agreed to remove it and put it in storage.
Lisa, when do we have a date? In 2 weeks with Grozio?
April 9th at 8:30.
So April 9th at 8:30. So I'm gonna set a formal hearing. I want everybody to know. If he's compliant before then, you're not here next week, are you?
No, Judge, I come every other week.
Pardon me?
I'm here every other week.
Right. One of these days, I'm gonna figure out who's here when. You
There's
think?
there's too many jurisdictions.
Well, that's part of it. And the other part is I just do what they tell me. April the 9th at 8:30. We'll see you back here, but I'm setting it for a formal, okay? And if you take care of everything, you can simply send in a stip to dismiss. Yeah. Well, no, either way, you're gonna have to come back. I'm sorry. But if it's done, I don't care if you appear by Zoom. If you've got everything done, you can appear by Zoom if you'd like, okay?
I just misunderstood the order. I thought I had to move it. They didn't say remove it. I just need to put the backhoe in storage until the construction begins again.
Okay. So you can appear by Zoom on April 9th. Just get that done and she'll move to dismiss, okay?
Okay.
Have a good day. Bradley Mason Thomas. 25I-414-898. So defendant did not show up, it appears. There's a note here per prosecutor. Default judgment's entered. in favor of the plaintiff and against the defendant. Timothy Patrick Daly, 24I-76085.
Real quick, good morning, everybody. This is the Courtroom Files Live. Got off to about a 20-minute early start because there's a lot going on in a lot of different courtrooms, but we're going to hang with Judge McNally for just a little bit. Hope you're all having a great Wednesday, and look forward to talking with you in the chat. But first, I'm going to eat my mandarin.
Judge, we are here today on a review hearing. On December 19th, the defendant pled responsibility and ordered the removal of the shed that had been constructed within the setback. Mr. Daly has made some significant efforts. He has removed the majority of the shed, but if I can approach with photographs that show.
Why haven't you done it yet?
I'm sorry.
Why haven't you done that yet? I gave you.
I did it. I hired some.
I'm asking.
I removed everything. I left a tool rack sitting there. It's not it's just, I can show you what it is. And it's just a tool rack for my rakes and stuff. And they're saying I found out 15 minutes ago that's unacceptable. I mean, nobody's ever talked to me and said, oh no, we need more. I thought we were all done. I was coming here to close it all up. That's where I'm at. So, I mean.
Well, all I did was order him to remove the shed.
Judge, may I approach
Yes,
the photos? I
yes.
think that will enlighten you.
Sure.
Under our ordinance, that is still a structure and it's within the side yard setback. He's indicating that he's built something on that wall where he has put tools, but technically, Judge, even a fence is a structure because it's put into the ground.
Yeah, you still got this existing? You agree with this?
Yeah, I have pictures right here. Same thing.
Let me see your pictures. I just want to make sure. Are these duplicates?
No, I haven't seen the pictures. I don't know. I don't know when they come on the property. Right?
They were taken from the neighbors.
You still got. So you're saying to me, Judge, he has to take down all this, right?
Within the 6 feet of the there's a 6 foot side yard setback that he's not meeting.
Right.
That structure is still a structure within the 6 foot side yard setback. I mean, even a fence is a structure. So clearly that is a structure.
Well, are you talking about just the portion of the area? What about this part? Are you saying he has to get these off too, according to your ordinance? I'm talking about.
The attachments to the garage.
Correct.
Those were left on so I didn't have to reseal it. I mean, it's just to protect it from rain because I had to go attach to,
I don't see why he has to take those off.
If it's not attached to the ground, it's not a structure by definition of the ordinance. I can read you the definition of the ordinance, Judge, if that will help.
Well, I just want to make sure you're just asking that, well, I only ordered the shed to be removed. Now,
Right.
I don't have a problem with extending that to this aspect.
Well, but that technically is the shell of the shed. That's the wall.
I get it, but
Yeah.
not the part on the garage.
I mean, technically, it is still a structure, Judge, but I'll defer to the court.
Your Honor, I'll agree to anything. I just need to know what has to be done. I thought it was completed and I thought this would be.
Well,
over.
what about the wood that he wants in the area of the gutters there, it looks like, right? No, that's not by gutters. You just had that wood put on
That
there.
used to
That was
be
part
the
of the
roof.
roof of the
It used
shed.
to be the
And you're
roof.
saying if you take them out, you're afraid there's going to be.
Well, I then have to reside the whole garage. I'm just trying to minimize the amount of work I have to do this. That's all.
I got it.
It's just
Mr.
for rain
Monti.
protection, so I don't have to redo my.
Do you have the building officials here? Anybody?
Judge, the portion that's stuck on the siding with the understanding that it would be very cost prohibitive. the code enforcement officer in the courtroom here today has indicated that that would be acceptable to remain, but the other side of it, that's clearly within the 6-foot side yard setback against the fence, that would need to be removed.
Right, and the wood that, right, and the wood that goes from, I don't know what direction I'm looking in, from that.
From the garage. to
Correct.
the-
You understand that, sir?
Yes.
I want you to take off.
Can I know?
I want you to take off.
So just cut it down or what
No,
what
we
is
have to
it?
take it down.
You're gonna have to take that part down.
Okay. There's cement there's cement posts that go all the way into the ground. What is, I just don't want it to come back. I want to get it completed. I need to know, who can I talk to that can say, here's what that means. Cut it here with a saw, dig this out with a backhoe. I mean, I just need to know what they want me to do.
I'm telling you what I want you to do.
Yes, sir.
I want you to remove this
Yeah.
and this 2x4 that goes up to that fence with what I'm gonna call a fenced in area.
Okay.
It's not,
That's just there as a brace to.
I got it. I want that removed and the 2x4 that goes parallel to the ground.
Okay.
And that's it, Ms. Hamami. If not, speak now or forever hold your peace if you don't want, if you think that's not going to be in compliance with your ordinance.
I understood the.
Let me see. Come on up here. Come
I
on up here.
understood the 2x4, that's the brace for this wall, but this whole wall, you're saying has to come down?
Yes.
Yes, I agree.
And then the 2x4.
That's correct, Judge.
And everything else on the garage or near it gets to stay.
Provided there is no further addition or expansion.
Well, yeah, but that's a different issue. He understands. So
Yes.
that's what I'm ordering you to do. I'm gonna give you 2 weeks, okay? Mr. Daly,
Yes.
and you come back and take care of that and we'll be all set, all right? Adjourn 2 weeks. What day did you give me again, Lisa? The 9th?
April 9th, 8:45.
April 9th at 8:45. Okay, Mr. Daly?
Yes.
Do you have any questions? All right. Have a good day. Good luck. I'm gonna hand you back your pictures, both of you here. Okay? Thank you.
Really quick, good morning again. Welcome to the Courtroom Files Live. I don't often rant, but I want to rant for a second, and then we'll get back to probably Judge McNally again. But I'm monitoring 9 different courtrooms at the moment, and one of them is 14B District and Judge Washington, and I've freeze-framed this, and you can see it on the screen. So we've got some person named Ebby. She's laying down. We have Simon next to her, who's missing. We have Daryl next to that, who's off doing whatever. And then above we have Takita, it looks like. Tatika? I'm not sure. I'm having a hard time reading that one. Doesn't matter. But that camera for the last 10 minutes has had nobody in front of it. I don't know. Maybe, look, I'm solidly in my 50s, so maybe it's a generational thing. I don't know. But it drives me nuts when there's so many that don't take court seriously. And it bothers me, quite honestly. I like Judge Washington, but it bothers me that they're not calling this out and holding these people accountable. Whether it's Zoom or not, they're in a courtroom. And there's a whole lot of disrespect, in my opinion, going on in that courtroom this morning. Now, if you differ, reasonable minds can differ. Feel free to let me know in the chat. But I just wanted to point this out because I see a lot of this, and I see a lot of it especially in Judge Washington's court. But it's in others too, where people zoom in and they show no respect whatsoever to the process. And I don't know. It bothers me. Rant over. Let's go back to Judge McNally again.
Why don't you go in AA once a week? This scares me a little bit, okay? You shouldn't be in here at 20. I don't want you to say a word, but I want you to go in AA, NA. You have to go in person. And every time you go, you have to have the form signed. Just once a week. I'll give you a pretrial date, counsel. We'll set that up. And what do you have, Lisa?
Is 4 weeks okay, Judge?
Yeah, that's fine.
April 23rd at 8:30.
April 23rd at 8:30.
Okay, 1 sec. Would that be via Zoom, Judge? I'm going to be out of town that week.
Well, I'd like you to have, what I do on these, I don't mind if retained lawyers are with their clients by Zoom, but I would prefer them to be in the same office. I hate to go out 6 weeks. Then that's the next date.
What about the 16th, April 16th? in the morning.
Lisa, what is that now? Can I do it that day?
That's Judge Hessen's Brownstown Day.
Oh,
If you're here at 8:30, counsel,
okay, I can be there.
can you do 8:30? So I don't need you here. Either your client has to be at your office or you both have to be here. That's all.
Okay,
Okay?
All right.
April 16th at 8:30. We'll see you here then. And I'm entering a plea of denial on the failure to stop assured clear distance. Good luck. Thank you,
Very
gentlemen.
good.
Anything else, counsel?
that's it, Judge. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Have a good day. Thank you.
Yep.
Nicholas George Holmes, 255-414-912. Good morning, Mr. Holmes. How are you?
Good morning, Your Honor. Very good, thank you.
All the high-priced lawyers are here today. And I bet you this one's pro bono.
Absolutely.
All right. So your appearance, please.
Daniel Holmes appearing on behalf of Nicholas Holmes.
All right. So this is going to be a plea to impeding, and they're going to dismiss the original charge, right?
That's correct, Your Honor.
And you're authorized there in this plea on his behalf?
Yes, I am.
All right. To that charge of impeding on his behalf, responsible or not responsible?
Responsible.
Please accepted, 170, original charge dismissed. I'll give him until the 4th to pay, okay? We want
Okay,
him to
very
pay,
good.
not his parents or anybody else, right?
That's correct.
All right. Have a good day. Thank you.
Okay, thank you,
Take care.
Judge. Bye now.
Bye now. Good to see you. Michael Albert, Cadamus Jr., 25B147949. I knew this would work out for you. Your name?
Michael Cadamus.
You're going to plead to the civil infraction, no registration, right?
Yes.
Responsible or not responsible to that? Next time, tell your employer not to tell you to miss a court date, okay?
He don't care. He's
Well,
my boss.
he's gonna learn, and when he has you arrested, when you get arrested, that's not right either. 125 is your total original charge dismissed. Can you pay that now?
I get paid next Thursday.
I'll let you pay it next Friday, which is April
Okay.
the 4th,
That's
okay?
paid off. Thank you.
Have a good day.
Where do I get to go out there to them?
You don't have to go anywhere. Just come back 125 by next Friday, or you can pay online on 33court.com with your case number, okay? All right, Gregory Lynn Sorrell, 24W837169A, 25W837500, 24W837169B, and 25B147474. All right, counsel, your appearance.
Thank you, Judge, and good morning. For the record, House Counsel Attorney Mike Baldwin, P 65417, on behalf of all four matters. Judge, today's the date and time set on.
Mr. Sorrell, you have to unmute, sir.
Today's the date and time set.
Hang on, I got to get him on record.
Yes,
Just wait.
Judge.
Mr. Sorrell, I need you to unmute there on your left, up near the device there.
There, it don't matter. Go ahead.
Your name?
Oh, here we go again. All them tickets you gave me for nothing, all your cops. Gregory L. Sorrell, yeah, for crossing the street, man, 10 tickets. Gregory L. Sorrell, there you go, all your cops. Gregory L. Sorrell, especially one. Gregory L. Sorrell, you know what? I gotta say it again.
You pled no contest to trespassing.
That is correct, Judge.
I don't see where a bond was set unless you can tell me one on this, Lisa.
Don't matter, man. I'm not gonna pay it anyway. I'm just gonna stay here. So there you go.
Mr. Sorrell, Mr. Sorrell, just chill out. Let me finish. Let me try to do this. Right.
Yeah, whatever, Nelly. Hey, Nelly, whatever. I don't care. I'm sick of this crap. Your cops giving me 10 tickets for crossing the street. I'm sick of it. Yeah, look at them. They're crossing the street, man, waiting across. I had one drink and went across the street, and he's trying to get drunk.
Mr. Sorrell, Mr.
I don't
Sorrell.
care, man. Get me off here.
Just wait a second. Will you please?
Go ahead and please. I don't care. But
I don't know what you're telling me you don't care about. You've got a,
because your cops keep stopping me, man. 20 tickets for what? Crossing the street, taking my cart on ice and having to go on the road for a minute. They go when it was icy, man. That's what them tickets, a lot of them for. That's what I'm talking about. And hey, they shun the homeless. That's what's up, man. I know your cops, Woodhaven especially Woodhaven. There you go. Go ahead. Go ahead. So what?
Just wait. Just calm down.
There's no calming down with your cops, man. 20 tickets.
They're not my cops. They don't work for me. I have nothing to do with them.
They
I'm
send
not the
you
chief of
reports.
police.
They
Stop.
send you reports.
Stop.
There you go.
If you want, I'm gonna move this out and I'll just let you sit in jail. Just let me deal with this. I'll be fair with you, but stop interrupting me and stop arguing with me, okay?
All right. There you go. There. Get by.
Lisa, did the judge, it looks like, I think it was Judge Tabby, did he set a bond on this trespassing case?
No, after this case, he was picked up on a felony. So we did a writ to get him out today.
Yeah. And what is the state of the felony? He's still in custody. I just took the waiver and that's next Tuesday for arraignment on the information, right?
Correct.
I'm gonna be more unfair with you, but you need to listen to me, Mr. Sorrell. Okay, just please listen before I tell you what I'm gonna do. And be respectful, and I'm gonna be very fair with you. Okay? But you gotta listen to me. What do you want to say? Anything?
Judge, today's the time set for sentencing. I don't believe that there was a PSI on this. It's trespass. It was no contest. If my memory serves me correctly, I don't have the notes from last time. I believe that we were going to hold the other proceedings 69A, B, and 500 because I believe Judge Kirsten was on bench at that time. And I do believe that there may have been consideration for a dismissal on one, if not two of these contempts.
For what?
I'd have to see the files, Your Honor.
No, it just addressed the trespassing. It was a no contest plea.
And I was present on that day. So those are in default, the 69AB and 500. Obviously, I'm going to ask for time served, any jail credit. As we know, Mr. Sorrell in the community, he is not gainfully employed. He is mentally challenged. He is confident. And we're just going to ask for some jail credit and close the file.
Anything you want to say, Mr. Sorrell?
No, except for everyone shuns the hall. I went in to warm up at the laundromat the one time and fell asleep and they gave me a ticket for that. And I spent money in there. And the one charge, I know I can't bring it up, but I was not guilty. I just didn't want to stay in county and I went for that. None of them other charges are true. Anyway, every one of them, except for this last one, that cop deserved it because he kept on giving me tickets for laying stuff. Crossing the street, go up 100 yards and cross the street when I walk 20 miles already. I'm going to go up to the corners 100 yards and cross the street instead of going straight across the street. No, I'm not. So there you go. So they can give me tickets for that all day long. I'm not going to walk an extra 100 yards and cross at the lights. Sorry. Not when I walk 20 miles a day already. No way. So they give me lame tickets all day long for that because I'm not going to walk 100 yards up to the light to cross. That's what them tickets, a lot of them are for lately. Yeah, that same cop, P-Brain. I call him.
Okay.
There you go. That's what I got to say. There you go, P-Brain. And P-Brain had it coming, and that's what I'm going to say in court. He had it coming, he did, because he kept on harassing me. Harassment.
All right. All right. I've heard enough now.
All right,
I've heard enough. Do you remember what I said? I said I'm gonna be very fair with you if you're respectful.
All right,
Stop.
I'm
You're
done.
so, Mr. Sorrell.
I told you the truth. I'm done. There you go. I'm done. There. Done.
I don't know why at the age of, you're younger than me by 2 years. I don't know why at 64, you would be so angry all the time. There's
Hey,
like,
the cops,
we're
man,
not.
you got 100
Stop.
times. You got stopped over 100 times. Let me talk one more time. Over 100 times, man. Looking up for nothing for like going in a laundromat or gas stations and stuff, man. Kicked out for witnessing for Jesus because it's Muslims that don't like me because they own the gas stations. That's why. You wouldn't like it either. You wouldn't like it. Would.
All right, I've heard enough. Lisa, I want you to mute Mr. Sorrell so he doesn't interrupt me again, but he will be able to hear me. I don't know why you're so angry, sir. You constantly are in here. I've tried with you. I don't know what else to do with you. We've had more cases with you, I think, than anybody else in the last year and a half. I could stand corrected. Maybe somebody else is on there more, but they're going to put them on the front of the American Bar Journal or something and say, this guy really gets in trouble. Now, I don't know what else to tell you. I don't understand why you're doing this, but I'm still going to be fair. I'm giving you credit for time served on all these. There was no bond set. I'm going to make the assumption that the judge would have set a cash bond of some type. And therefore, since you've been in custody since February the 26th, at least on this, which is 28 days, all these civil infractions, you get credit, 1 day credit for every $10 served on the trespass, 10 days jail, credit 10. As far as these cases are concerned, I'm releasing you and giving you credit. I wish you well, and that's all I can say. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you,
Thanks.
Judge.
Daralick, Hannah Lee Daralick, 24B146573B.
Your Honor, today's date time set for a pretrial. Ms. Derlick, can you just please state your full legal name for the record?
Hannah Derlick.
Attorney Mike Baldwin on behalf of Ms. Derlick. Today's date time set for a pretrial. We've had an opportunity to speak with the prosecutor. We're adding an additional count of a no registration, a civil infraction.
Can I ask you a question? Why would you act like a fugitive on this? Why weren't you here? You didn't show up in August, September twice. We adjourned it to September. Listen to me. Talk to me. Don't talk to him. I'm asking you a question why you're acting like a fugitive on this. You were here August 28th. I adjourned it to September 11th. You didn't show up then. You didn't show up September 25th. And then in February of 25, you decided to show up. Why are you acting like this?
I showed up on February because I had like.
I know, but you were supposed to be here in September.
I had.
What if
all
I
the money
didn't
to
show
pay
up here
it
for
then.
5 months? Everybody'd be outraged, as they should be. Look at it that way, seriously. I'm serious. Why weren't you here in September?
I just didn't have like any money to put down.
You don't have to worry about money. We're not about money.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, I'm going to fine you. But under no circumstance, if somebody shows a little bit of courtesy, have I ever sent anybody to jail because they didn't have money. Not unless I've given them 8 times or they've repeatedly ignored me. The charge, no registration, responsible or not responsible.
Responsible.
Original charge dismissed, 135. You can go down the hall and pay that.
Okay.
And you're all set.
Okay.
Ma'am, listen to what I'm saying, please. Don't do this again. Judges don't like this. Good luck.
Okay.
All right. 25B147956, Diane Denise Ferguson.
Judge, if it please the court, I have 2
I'm going to get Mr. Gene Ferguson out of here. Mr. Ferguson, how are you?
Very good. Nice to see you.
It's really good to see you too. Your appearance?
Yes, Gene Ferguson. Appearing on behalf
All
of
right.
Diane Ferguson.
All right, so you're authorized here in this plea on her behalf, and you're going to plead to 5 over, right?
I am
To that charge, responsible or not responsible?
responsible.
I'll accept the plea. 195, the disobeyed traffic signal causing an accident is dismissed. Can you pay that today, or does she want time, or how do you want to do it? It's up to you.
Can I call over there and pay it by phone? Do I have to come over?
No, you can go on 33court.com with your case number. I'll tell you what, I'll give you until the 4th, but you can go right on 33court.com.
Yeah, we'll pick it today. But I did want to tell you that somehow I'm thinking we're talking by Zoom today. And I remember the day right after you were elected, you're in this little cubbyhole of an office. And here we are 35 years later doing it by Zoom. Who would have known?
Isn't that the truth? I think about those days a lot. That was 1995. And you're right. What a difference. I'm not sure all this change has been as good as others think, you know, the M-filing and all these other things that they got us doing that I'm not a big fan of, but maybe that's because I'm old, you know, 32-year-old kids probably would love to do all these things on computers. And it's just amazing though.
Yeah, but as a practitioner, like a solo practitioner, I don't, you have to get in my car and drive down and file stuff. And it's way easier. It's a godsend.
No, I get it. I understand that. But you could file it by mail too, right? I mean.
No, I know. I know what you're saying. I still drive to the bank to make deposits, so I get it.
Good to see you, really. If you get over here, stop and say hi, will you please?
No, I'd like to. I will. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Have a good day. Take care.
You too.
Just real quick, if I may, I had somebody in the comments on another video on our channel this morning complaining about how so much of court is handled electronic and via Zoom and all of that, and why is it happening and it needs to go back. And one of the things I pointed out was that it makes things a lot easier for a lot of the lawyers to not have to go back and forth and to be able to do things electronically. And he just actually confirmed what I was saying. So that was interesting. Anyways.
Prosecutor's motioning to dismiss the expired plate, and she will plead responsible to the no proof of insurance.
Is that right, ma'am? Is that what you want to do?
Yes.
For purposes of arraignment and a misdemeanor, does she stand mute, wait formal reading?
Yes, and I do apologize. I did not see that on the docket.
That's all right. I'll enter a not guilty plea. We're going to go ahead. The default judgment's in effect, but since the prosecutor agreed to dismiss it, I'm going to assume that they have no objection to setting aside the default, which is not it's not an exact leap in logic either. So if she pleads to no proof and pleads to allow an unlicensed driver to drive, I'm going to dismiss the suspend, and I'm going to also dismiss the expired plate on motion to prosecute. Is that what you want to do, ma'am?
Yes.
If you plead on that, allowing an unlicensed driver to drive, the possible penalties are up to 500 fines, 90 days jail, costs are all those. And then I will you're in default on the no proof insurance. I'll dismiss the drive while suspend and the expired plate. You understand that?
Yes.
And did you sign, read, and understand an advice of rights form here today?
Yes, I did.
Plead guilty, you'll be giving up all those rights, and there will not be a hearing or a trial. Do you understand that?
Yes.
All right. You understand all your rights?
Yes.
Any questions on those rights?
No.
To the charge driving, allowing an unlicensed driver to drive, how do you plead?
Guilty.
To the charge, well, first of all, were you in control of a 2014 Chrysler that was being operated on February 8 of 25 on Allen near Sibley in Brownstown? Yes? You got it.
Yes, sorry.
Did you allow somebody to drive that was unlicensed, and was that you?
Yes.
Are you on probation?
No.
Parole?
No.
Anybody in the world force you to plead guilty?
No.
Plea is accepted to that charge. I'll keep the judgment in effect on the no proof. I'll dismiss the expired plate, dismiss the suspend. So I'm going to sentence you on allowing an unlicensed driver to drive and impose fines on the other. I'm
Okay.
talking on the no proof. You didn't have insurance at all? You got to have insurance.
I understand.
Counsel, what would you like to say? Anything?
Yeah, she's got a valid license, Judge, and we're very grateful for that. I did advise her that she does have 2 open warrants for traffic matters that she needs to get resolved.
I did speak to somebody on the phone about that when I found out that my license was suspended. I called here and asked them. They told me to pay the previous tickets. And then when I came in here today, we discussed those tickets.
I don't know if that's under.
Are they in here?
No.
They're for Brownstown, I do believe. I can get them paid, just not right away.
Well, I don't have those files in front of me, so you're gonna have to go down and talk to them.
Okay, that's fine.
On the allowing unlicensed driver to drive, 100 fines, 110 costs, 75 victims' rights fee, $50 justice assessment, 335 or 60 days, 185 on the no proof of insurance. So your total here is 510. Can you pay all that today? 520 actually. How much do you have today?
I don't get paid
Where do
till
you work?
Friday. I work at Rivergate Terrace in Riverview.
Can you pay it all by Friday?
No, I'd need at least like another 3 weeks.
She has 5 kids, Judge.
Yeah, my rent is due the 1st, so
You have 5 kids?
yes, I
Is
do.
the husband, father around?
I'm a single mom. I just went through like a whole domestic violence situation.
Is he paying
Less
child?
than a year to
Is he
go.
paying child support?
No, he's not.
Is he the father of all 5 kids?
My younger 3.
Where does he work?
He works at MQRG in Detroit.
Okay.
I have a PPO against him and everything. We're still waiting on papers to go through like custody and child support and everything. I've called down to the friend of the court asking them when these papers are gonna come in, so we can establish custody and everything. Unfortunately, it's just me with them all the time.
$40 a week you pay beginning April the 18th. She's going to pay off the civil infraction first. And then you're going to pay off the allowing unlicensed driver to drive. If you ever need more time, no problem. Don't get scared. Call the court or come in here. On or before the due date, I'll be happy to work with you, okay?
Okay, you said 40 every week?
Correct.
Okay, I get paid bi-weekly. Can we do something within that? Or can I just do like $80 and that be
Yeah.
considered? Okay,
Can you pay 80 bi-weekly?
yeah, I can do 80.
Okay, then
bi-weekly.
just pay your $80, the first payment due, and then you don't have to pay until 2 weeks later.
Okay,
Okay?
okay.
Best of luck to you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Judge. You take care. Just go down to the counter and get your paper. Judge,
Jacqueline Fears, 25B82548.
Judge,
Come
my
on,
client
man.
has medical condition. May she remain?
You're fine. You're
Thank you.
fine.
Attorney Mike Baldwin, House Counsel, P65417 on behalf of Ms. Spears. Ms. Spears, can you just state your full legal name?
Jacqueline D. Fears.
She stand mute, wait for my reading?
Yes, she
Not
does.
guilty, please entered for $100 personal bond. Ma'am, you cannot leave the state without consent or violate a law. You must appear in court as directed. Those are your bond conditions. I'm giving you a $100 personal bond. We're going to give you a new court date. What is that, April the 9th, Lisa?
April the 9th at 9 o'clock.
And if you want a petition for a court-appointed lawyer, you're going to have to fill out a petition for one. I need to determine that you're indigent, okay?
We'll do that right now.
All right, so I wish you well.
Thank
Good
you.
luck. Thank you
John.
very much.
Thank you.
Adam Schrum. Adam Nicholas Schrum.
The court officer will take care of you.
25B147952A.
Okay.
See?
Hi, good morning. Yes, Adam Nicholas Schrum.
Where's your lawyer?
My lawyer court appointed, he should be.
Well, it's you who got an adjournment saying you were going to hire a lawyer.
Not correct, sir. He wants me
Wait a
to.
minute, whoa. Mike. This judge didn't just write down, didn't you tell the judge that was here, listen, let me ask.
Yes,
Wait,
honorable.
just let me finish. Did you or did you not tell the judge on February 26th that you were going to hire your own lawyer?
I said I may, Your Honor. I may hire.
Well, where do you work at?
I work at Seal Tech Installation.
How much do you make there?
Around $18 an hour.
How many hours do you work?
We're only working 20 to 30 hours each week because the business is slow.
This case is moving along too slow for me right now.
Yes, sir.
Do you want a lawyer going forward?
Court appoint, I mean, to be honest with you, sir, I have video evidence of the traffic stop. They want me
I don't
to
care.
submit, I know. They want me to submit, I believe.
Listen, I'm just asking if you want a lawyer.
Yes, sir. Yes. Yes, sir.
You can fill out a petition for one.
Yes, sir.
I'm adjourning this for 2 weeks. This is no driving without valid license. That was one of the bond conditions ordered by the judge. April 9th at what time, Lisa?
9:30.
At 9:30. You can fill out a petition for one, and then if it doesn't resolve next time, I'm going to go ahead and set it for trial,
Yes,
okay?
sir. Thank you.
All right, we'll see you back. Don't go anywhere. You got to fill out a petition for one, then you're going to go down the hall and get your notice, okay?
Yes, sir.
Janae Pinkston? Janae Monique?
Well, he's between things. Just to update you, I still have my eyes on 9 different courtrooms. McNally's still the best show in town, and a couple others in recess. So we'll continue to ride here for just a little bit longer.
Yes.
You got to keep your voice up
Yes.
way louder than that, okay? I'll give you a lawyer, but when you come back up, you got to keep your voice up for me, okay?
Okay.
Go out in the hallway, we'll set you up with a lawyer, we'll meet with the lawyer, and then either way, after he or she talks to the prosecutor, you're coming in here, okay?
Okay.
Kind. Joshua Jeremiah King, Jeremiah King, 25B1477988. And B, Mr. King, your name? Operating while intoxicated and open intox, you have the right to a lawyer. Do you want a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
We'll set you up with a lawyer too on this one. Who's this? So you can go right out in the hallway. The lawyer will meet with you, and then you're coming back in front of me either way, okay?
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Who do I have in the, what case is this again, Lisa?
He's for Mr. Baldwin. I'm just waiting for him to log back on.
All right. Okay, we're going to take a recess. I don't have any other files in here, so do you have a file, ma'am? What's your date? You.
It's the mom of,
Okay, all right, everybody stay seated.
this is the victim and this is the victim.
On what cases?
You're on what? Cosby. You're on.
All right, since he's going to recess, let's move down the road a little bit on the east side of Michigan. We'll go to Judge Meineke, who is in Royal Oak.
That from Salvation Army. I don't have written proof, but I did talk to his old case manager therapist.
Okay,
For that.
so I'll strike that allegation. So the major allegation, of course, Mr. Engad, as you're well aware, is in a domestic violence case, this court will not tolerate the violations of my no contact order. And in particular, if there's an alcohol-related issue with Mr. Casey, the fact that the no contact order was violated with alcohol use is going to be a problem. Is he contesting these allegations?
Judge, he's not contesting it. He actually admitted to the use to the officers of alcohol, and he waited for them, so he knew that she had called.
Okay. All right. Mr. Casey, please raise your right hand. Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes.
All right, please put your hand down, sir. All right, Mr. Casey, can you, actually, before I go forward with this, I want to make sure you understand that you have the right to a probation violation hearing. At that hearing, it would have to be established by a preponderance of the evidence, not beyond a reasonable doubt, by a preponderance of the evidence that you violated your probation. Only then would I proceed to sentencing. By pleading guilty, there's no hearing, we go right to sentencing. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Anybody promised you or threatened you in any way?
No.
It's your own choice to do this?
Yes.
Is it true that you returned to 3246 Greenfield Road in the city of Royal Oak and had contact with Ms. Smallwood in violation of this court's order?
Yes.
Excuse me,
Oh,
sir.
no. Hold on, Ms. Smallwood. You are not part of this proceeding right now. Hold on. Thank you. All right. So is it true that you went to that location and had contact with Ms. Smallwood on March 23rd?
Yes, I did.
All right. Is it true that you consumed alcohol while on this court's probation?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Satisfied?
Yes.
All right. The court is satisfied that the plea is knowing, voluntary, and accurate. I will accept the same. All right. So as you can imagine, this is a serious violation. Any type of violation of the no contact order is going to be serious. And then obviously coming out of rehabilitation to go back to drinking is a huge issue as well. What's your recommendation, Ms. Wright?
At this time, probation recommending serve 14 days jail forthwith, credit the 4 days served. Information is previously ordered. Meet with the probation department in person within 24 hours of release. Obtain a GPS teller within 24 hours of release from Oakland County Jail. Enroll in another long-term rehabilitation center with the assistance of the probation department and follow all terms set forth by the rehab center. Enroll in outpatient counseling with an anger management component within 14 days of release. Attend 99 support group meetings. Submit updated proof of support group meetings within 7 days of release. Then we can scratch the discharge paper since I did talk to Salvation.
All right, Mr. Engad.
Judge, I believe he's been in for 4 days, maybe 5 at this point. One of the big issues is going to be financial. He was working prior to his inpatient stay. As noted, he successfully completed that. It was a long-term stay. I believe it was 90 days at the Salvation Army. That being said, I understand the recommendation as to wanting him tethered, but he'll never get out of jail if that's one of the conditions for release. That being said, I had a good conversation with Jamal, and the first thing he said to me is, I need to go back into inpatient treatment. He's familiar with Salvation Army because of that stay. He goes to their church. He knows the pastor there. He believes that bed will be ready and available to him just by him knocking on the door. And so his intent, whatever happens today, is that that's what he wants to do to get over the thing. He immediately admitted to me and admitted to, I believe, well, to the police because he was there and to probation that this is on him. He knew it was a no contact order, not to mitigate, just to give the court the facts. What he said is that she did, the victim in this case, did call him and asked him to come over to help her move something. And of course, his intoxication, I'm sure, blew that whole situation up. Not that he should have been there. I'm asking the court to release him to the Salvation Army at this point without a tether. I think that he's gained some kind of credibility regarding his intent to get well because he did successfully complete the last time. It's just, it wasn't enough.
I will say, it's my understanding that there isn't any allegation of any acts of violence or threats or anything like that towards Ms. Smallwood, correct?
Correct.
I mean, obviously, the court cannot and will not, under any circumstances, tolerate a violation of this court's no contact order. Really bad things happen when courts allow that to happen. But I do want to walk through real quick with Ms. Smallwood. Again, ma'am, I wasn't there, you were there. Can you at least verify for me whether or not there were any sort of threats or physical harm or anything that took place, Ms. Smallwood? Can you help me with that?
What I can help you with, yes, I can. This entire situation, the entire situation has always been about someone, really not even about Jamal, but more, I guess, about me and where I work. But they call our office, our leasing office on us all the time because apparently, you know, I work at Corwell. And a lot of people here work at Corwell, and they can't, I don't know what's going on over there, but I guess they think we're doing something sinister because I'm not from here. But nevertheless, Jamal has not been, even the night I walked in, this whole incident happened on October 3rd. And I walked in the house and literally.
Hold on a second, Ms.
Wait a
Smallwood.
minute.
Ms. Smallwood, hang on,
No.
one
You
second,
wanted
one
to
second.
know. You
One
wanted
second,
to
no,
know.
Ms. Smallwood, hold
Nobody,
on.
yet we threatened.
Hold on, Ms. Smallwood. Okay, I'm not gonna go back in time to October 3rd. I need to know, you gotta remember here, hang on. I'm gonna unmute you in just a second, okay? Because when the court has some questions, I need you to answer my questions and answer them specifically, okay? Because right now I'm trying to decide whether to just give him 93 days and call it a day. And I think, ma'am, that would be a bad idea long-term, and there's an opportunity still to help him. But if we go back in time, Ms. Smallwood, and try to explain away, I mean, Mr. Casey is not, in the entire time that I've been with him, he didn't come in here making excuses that somebody made phone calls or something else going on. He pled guilty to this charge for assaulting you. He's pled guilty now, so he's accepting responsibility. So let's focus on how do we help make sure that you're safe, that he's safe, that everybody is in a position to move forward in a healthy way. So don't get caught up in any sort of drama with any other people or all that kind of stuff. Mr. Casey's liberty is at stake right now. And if I don't get the right information that I need, then basically he could lose that liberty for an extended period of time. So I'm gonna take you off mute again, and let's really go step by step, answer my questions, okay? All right, here we go. So now, okay, so what I need to know, Ms. Smallwood, because of someone violating a no contact order, that's going to be a significant violation right away. Now, if someone violated a no contact order and then was violent or threatening or abusive in any way, well, then the things are going to go up substantially. So what I needed to know was, when he went over there, were there any threats or anything like that that happened? That's first I need to know that. So I unmuted you. If you can unmute and tell me.
So absolutely not. Not from here.
Okay,
no.
Perfect. Okay, next thing. Okay, he's already acknowledged that he was drinking. So, and I think you saw that day that he was drinking, correct?
That is correct.
All right, so do you think, Ms. Smallwood, in the end, that if Mr. Casey, if we can get him to stop drinking, then his likelihood of threatening, harassing you, or violating the law, or getting in trouble, do you think that if I can get him to stop drinking, that the likelihood of him doing those things is gonna go way down? If I get him to stop drinking.
Wait, okay, so are you asking, I think you're asking me.
So Ms. Smallwood, I'm asking you, do you think that his alcohol use is a huge part of him getting in trouble with the law when he gets in trouble?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Every time.
Okay.
And it's where he's going is the problem, because it's not a rehab. It's no more than a homeless shelter for Macomb County. Okay, and I'm here, and that's what I'm gonna tell you. And don't say, if you send him there, he will not succeed. And I'm just telling you that.
That's fine. No, which location? Which location do you?
That one, the one on Gratiot. Now, if you send him there, I'm out of this. Okay, I'm out the way out of it. And I knew, but listen, he's done everything that you've asked him to do. But I knew that he hadn't really actually looked at his probation, because normally I handle all his business. We live here together. I don't know, but for whatever reason, if we play our music, Jamal just hasn't been with it all year. I had to work all year. And if you will remember, I'm the same one who's been in your courtroom for this threatened eviction all the time. That's the same person. Remember, I was at the hospital. I was in the hospital and had to call you about it. And I've been there. Yes. Same thing, but nevertheless, this is now affecting my livelihood. My daughter graduates in May, and I got to take time because these damn people I didn't call the police, sir. They didn't show up here with a warrant. None of that. Even the beginning of this never ever started with anything other than somebody else calling the police.
We're going, Ms. Smallwood.
Okay, I just want you to know that. I want you to know that, but he does need rehab. He does need rehab. He does not need jail. He does not hit me. He does not attack me. And if he, but since we're here, he didn't attack me that night. I didn't tell the police that. This is what I'm saying.
Ms. Smallwood, no, hang on, real quick. No, the police never alleged that.
I'm not trying to make excuses for him, and that's why he is where he is. And okay, that's good. So I never came, but you guys insist on keep, pulling me in this and pulling me in this. It's time to move. I called Miss Bailey to let her know. And in fact, I have 2 times written letters to you for I consent to him, because I don't feel a threat with him, but he does need to get his things, because I have to go.
Okay. All right. Here we go. Ms. Smallwood.
I have to go.
I get an idea of what's going on. Okay. So here's what we'll do today. All right. I do believe that inpatient treatment is appropriate. Ms. Smallwood has expressed some concerns about the place that he was going. And frankly, I have some concerns if right immediately after completing the program, he was back drinking again.
Judge, my question is the address on Gratiot of which she speaks, Harmony, or the Hollywood House, which is the 3-quarter house, or is it
the Salvation Army?
Salvation Army.
I don't know. Maybe Ms. Wright can help with that.
I believe. I don't know if we have the location on this.
Mr. Casey, which one is the Gratiot one?
The Salvation Army is in Clinton Township.
Is that on Gratiot?
No, it's off Gratiot. It's on Stepness Boulevard. It's off Gratiot.
Right, so the Salvation Army one is the one that she's concerned about.
Yeah, that's the Harbor Light Salvation Army. Those people help me out a lot. So I don't know what she's incorporating. But.
Okay. All right. So Mr. Ray, got anything else before this court imposes a sentence?
Well, Judge, I understand the court's concern that he really drank a lot. I mean, it was 0.39 PET at the scene subsequent to his 3-month stay at the Salvation Army. Somewhere better, certainly he's all for it. He wants to get well. But as this court is aware, being in this business, we see people fall back quite often after long stints in the rehab facility. So he seems to think it did well for him, Judge. I'll leave it to the court's discretion. If that's the direction you're going, certainly he appreciates that, whatever it takes to re-engage and get the tools, or at least re-engage the tools that he has already.
Okay, sir, is there anything else that you'd like to say before this court imposes a sentence?
No, sir, Judge Mike. I made a terrible mistake. I had 5 months sober, and I knew it was a no contact order, and I shouldn't have came over here. I apologize. It was my fault. I had 5.5 months sober. I knew I should not, but you told me don't go. I went. It was my fault. No contact order means no contact.
Absolutely. All right, so here's what we'll do. I do want you to remember that 5.5 months of sobriety, it's not like that was just like throw it away and it didn't matter. I need you to remember that you can stay sober. How do we know that? You just stayed sober for 5.5 months. So if you can do it for 5.5 months, well, then you can do it for 6. If you can do it for 6, maybe you can do it for 7. And let's keep it up from there. That's the whole goal here. If we can keep you sober, then that's going to be, I think, a win for you. Absolutely a win for Ms. Smallwood, and will help you move forward in life in a significant way. But if you are going to keep drinking, it's going to tear you down and everybody who cares about you down. So let's figure this out. All right, it's the order of this court. Let's get him into ATI, turning point. Okay. So just as a reminder, okay. So when those demons come and they you want to drink again, you can use this whole episode saying that if I follow where you want me to go, I'm going to end up in jail. And that's not going to be good for anybody involved in this case. So it's the order of this court. We'll keep him on probation. He's to serve 50 days in jail, suspended immediately for an ATI program. That's a program, sir, that's paid for. It's through the jail. So basically, they'll get a bed for you and they'll transport you directly from the jail to the facility. So you won't have to worry about finding a place or looking for a place. And then you have to go and you have to complete that program. And if you do not complete that program, then you'll come back and do the rest of the jail sentence. And so that is something that I think will be, I think, long-term, much more effective than maybe some of these other locations. Now, in addition, once he's done with that program, he has to meet with Ms. Wright immediately because we've got to come up with our plan for after he's out of treatment. So I want an aftercare plan. I want him going to meetings. I want him engaged in counseling. I want all these things in place. Now, when it comes to property, he would be allowed to go retrieve property from Ms. Smallwood if he goes with police escort. So the police department do this all the time. You call them up, you say, hey, I got stuff over at Ms. Smallwood's. They'll contact Ms. Smallwood, what's a good time? And then you go over there and get that property because obviously that's weighing on Ms. Smallwood as well. Now, Ms. Smallwood, I'm not touching this no contact order until he gets done with his treatment and I can see that he can maintain his sobriety. Then you and I can talk and we can see about maybe slowly but surely reestablishing contact, okay? Now, going forward, Ms. Smallwood, if you have issues like with property, things like that, reach out to Ms. Wright, but make sure, don't get caught up in all that extra nonsense right now.
I'm trying not to, but you just don't understand all year. I mean, since I moved here, I know. I don't understand it. Nobody, I don't understand what is so scary about us. And they make these false police reports and false all these police all the time. I didn't call the police. I asked him to call. The man also needs. Well, just let me say this because I'm not getting caught up in that. You're right about that because I do have to get ready to go. And if had that, I called Miss Bailey. Listen, when I called her about this last time, her voicemail says she was out of town for 2 weeks. And when she called me, by the time she called me, bam, here the night before, he had never come here. He wouldn't come here. He would not disobey you. But I do know that Howard Jamal is, and he will not look at like what anything says. So actually, and they only really kind of depended on me to tell him. And I'm like, but you don't want me to have any contact with him. He has no other place. He has nowhere to live. So I just want you to know. So if you're going to set him up for success, just please be there because now everybody's eyes on it because everybody's eyes on me. So just please, if that's the deal, but don't ever do that with that Salvation Army because they keep running him through there. This isn't the first time he's been there. He's been there several, no, because I don't like that. They took his restitution money. They took the money that for his restitution, they took over there to the 3-quarter house. And that right there, yeah, you see what I'm saying? So
Ms. Smallwood, unfortunately.
I just wanted to get that in there so y'all can get that stuff straight too. Because that money needs to be transferred right back here where the crime happened anyway. But this is going down like it's supposed to, because today I got time. I done lost my job because of this.
Okay.
Oh, so can you see? Oh my God.
Ms. Smallwood, okay, all right, I have to move this, I have to move Mr. Casey forward. I do
Okay.
invite you to reach
And
out to.
I do appreciate that. I really do appreciate that. Please.
Okay.
That's why he's where he's at. So thank you so much, because he is a good guy. He really is. And this is
Okay,
unnecessary
well,
all the way around.
we're gonna figure that out, okay?
It's all
And so I want you,
unnecessary.
if you follow up again with Ms. Wright with any of your concerns, Mr. Casey, I will, as soon as you are released from Turning Point, we're gonna know when that date is. Because you're gonna wanna figure out, okay, what do I need to do on probation? What are all the things I need to do? The day you get out, you're gonna be meeting with Ms. Wright, and then she can walk you through everything. And it sounds like Ms. Smallwood did a lot of this work for you before, and you can't have contact with her, so Ms. Wright is gonna have to be your go-to person. So as soon as you get out of treatment, you talk with Ms. Wright, you come up with a plan, you follow that plan. If you have questions, you call Ms. Wright. If you have concerns, you call Ms. Wright. Ms. Wright is your go-to person. Got it?
Yes, sir.
All right. Good luck, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Luck couldn't fix this if it wanted to.
With your deputy.
Okay, let's all help out Miss Smallwood together and teach her how to breathe. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Everybody ready? Do it with me. Isn't that peaceful? Don't we all feel better? Wow. She was on a roll. So a few updates here real quick, and then we'll probably go back to Judge Meineke. I do have eyes on Judge Fleischer's stream, which has not started. Now, on Thursday or Friday of last week, he had mentioned that he was going to have a trial this week, and as I understood it, it was a trial that was supposed to be in front of another judge, but for one reason or another, which wasn't said out loud, that judge couldn't try it. Judge Fleischer was not on yesterday. He's not on today so far. I'm hopeful that he actually does this. But Judge has gotten really weird the last few months since he left YouTube with streaming things. He's constantly talking about all the drama around him, and he'll shut it off at a moment's notice now. And I don't know. It's weird. So I'm hopeful that he'll have a trial and he'll actually show it, but I've got no idea what's going on there. But we've got a lot of other good things going on in courtrooms at the moment, or some boring things, depending on how you look at it. Judge Simpson is in recess. Judge Washington's Court of Disrespect continues. I don't know why she puts up with what she puts up with, but it's her courtroom, so whatever. I've got eyes on Judge Shackelford, but she's doing some very pedestrian things. Judge McNally is back from recess. We'll probably go back to him then in a minute. Judge Boyd just came online. Judge Slavin is doing landlord-tenant, and we already know what Judge Meineke is doing. Let's hang tight with me here a minute. Yeah, let's go back to Judge McNally because he's been the most entertaining so far this morning, and I'll keep an eye on things and we'll move around if things change.
For a pretrial, $500 personal bond. You cannot leave the state without the consent of the court or violate a law. You must appear in court as directed. You're going to go out in the hallway, and he's going to take this to the Brownstown prosecutor, and you'll have a chance to talk to her this morning. And then either way, you're coming back in front of me, okay? All right. All right, good luck. Casabon. Darren Joseph Casabon, 25B147802. Your name?
I'm Darren Joseph Casabon.
You have the right to a lawyer. Charges possession of a controlled substance. Citation doesn't indicate what substance. I don't want you to tell me. But you have the right to a lawyer. Do you want a lawyer?
Yes.
All right, you can go out in the hallway. We'll set you up. Okay?
All right. I'll be out there.
Anything else down there? I thought, aren't you Mr. Shrum? What's your name, ma'am? You in the front row. What's your name?
Mrs. Lucasen, my son is supposed to be.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were with the other gentleman. Okay. Mistura. Kathleen Adele Mistura, 25B147936. The charge is disorderly person, public intoxication. Your name, ma'am?
Kathleen Adele, Mr.
You have the right to a lawyer. I'll be happy to give you one if you want one. Do you want a lawyer?
No, thank you.
They think you committed the offense of disorderly person, public intoxication, March 4 of 25 at 11:17 in the morning on Telegraph at 20665 Telegraph, trailer 154. That is a misdemeanor. It is punishable by up to 500 fines, 90 days jail, costs are all of those. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
Did you sign, read, and understand the advice of rights?
I did.
If you plead guilty, you will be giving up all of those rights. There will be no hearing or trial. Do you understand that?
Yes.
All right. You still wish to waive your right to a lawyer?
Yes.
Not guilty, please. Entered $500 personal bond. You cannot leave the state without the consent of the court or violate a law. You must appear in court as directed. No alcohol. You're not to purchase, possess, or consume alcohol, marijuana, or illegal drugs. Do you understand all that?
I do.
You can go out in the hallway. He's going to take this to the Brownstown prosecutor. She'll talk to you. Either way, you're coming back in front of me. Any questions?
No.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Wait for me in the hall.
You have any ready for me, Mr. Baldwin?
Yes, Michael Burke, he should be coming in on Zoom.
Okay.
He's in custody. Yeah, Brooke.
You sure can.
Thanks, Joe. Good morning. I got this.
You too. Thank you. Michael Carter Burke, 219-760-13-229-75902.
Here's my open counsel for Mr. Michael Burke in custody. Mr. Burke, can you just state your legal name for the record?
Michael Carter Burke.
Judge, Mr. Burke has 3 DWLS driving license cases in this court building today. He has one with Judge Coleman Hessen. He has 2 with you. The prosecutor is amenable to Mr. Burke pleading to Coleman Hessen and pleading to the most recent case, the 22 case with you. In return, the 21 case would be dismissed.
They're dismissing the 22 Grosio case, right?
Correct.
Is that what you want to do, Mr. Burke?
That's fine, yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor.
If you
lean back so that it doesn't vibrate the mic. There you go.
If you plead guilty to driving on a suspended, it's punishable by up to 500 fines, 93 days jail, costs are all those 2 points. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor.
You're presumed innocent. They have to prove you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to remain silent, right to a trial by court or jury. If you plead guilty, you're giving up your right to a trial of any kind, your constitutional right to a jury trial, and the conviction would enter then, and I would sentence you then. You don't have to give up those rights, and you don't have to plead guilty. But by pleading guilty, you're giving up all those rights, and there will not be a trial. Do you fully understand that?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
To the charge driving, you still want to plead guilty?
Yes, Your Honor, I plead guilty. Yes, sir, Your Honor.
To the charge driving on a suspended, how do you plead?
I plead guilty, Your Honor.
Sadly, his record is.
On January 12 of 21, you're operating a motor vehicle on West River near Ferry in Grosse Ile at 10:10 in the morning.
Yes, I was. I used to live down West River Road.
I don't know why I'm having a heck of a time hearing you.
Lean back, sir.
I'm sorry. I used to live on West River Road. Yes, I was on West River Road.
Where do you live now?
I live in Grosse Ile at 8187 Graves Drive.
When you were operating this motor vehicle, was your license suspended on January 12 of 21?
Yes, it was.
Are you on probation?
No, I'm not.
Parole?
No.
Anybody forced you to plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
I'll accept your plea if find it to be an accurate plea. You know how many warrants you have here? I don't know if I can count this high. I need a calculator. Are you kidding me?
They kept letting me go every time I get pulled over. A lot of, like, the city of Detroit would let me, kept letting me go. Every time I get pulled over, they just let me go.
Oh, the city of Detroit, it's their fault.
I'm not saying it's a fault, I'm just saying they would always let me go. My aunt would, someone would be with me, they let them drive the car away, or I got lucky about it.
Back up so I can understand you. You keep getting closer. I don't know why the acoustics are so bad in there. I have no idea. But I can't hear you when you're that close.
Okay.
What do you want to listen? Repeat what you said and slow down.
Okay.
So maybe repeat what you said. Go ahead.
They kept letting me go every time I got pulled over.
Well, why was that their fault? I mean,
I'm not saying, they just never took the car away, and I kept driving. I shouldn't have kept driving. And now I take Ubers, and I take, I take Ubers and stuff like that, but I haven't drove in a long time. I was taking the bus, but I haven't drove in a long time. I gotta get all this straightened out so I can go try to get my license back, because I want to be a builder. I want to get, I'm in real estate, I want to start building houses.
Do you work?
Yes, I do, yes.
Right now?
Yes, I do. And BBA Associates and Burke Brothers. I work for the family landlord business.
Wait a minute. Wait, slow down. Back up.
Okay.
Slow down. I mean, I don't know why the acoustics are so bad in there.
He's excited. He's an excited talker.
Well, I get it.
Oh, no,
but
I'm
he's
not.
got it. Slow.
Yes.
Slow. Tell me again what you were trying to say. I'm having a heck of a time hearing you.
I work for my family's real estate company.
What do you do for them?
I'm the managing member, and we deal with all the properties we own. And I also do, I help them with the landlord stuff with all the properties I own. I mean, my dad left us a bunch of properties, and me and my aunt own them together. So I own like Ace Hardware, I had H in our block. I gotta deal with the roofs, I gotta deal with the maintenance, I deal with different contractors. I'm in the process of selling a couple of properties right now.
All right.
Yeah, he has money in an account that was left as an inheritance. He just needs access to pay that.
He's like really.
I'm just
At what
nervous.
point are you? Well, I don't want you to be nervous, but this begs the question when I look at this record. At what point in your life are you going to grow up? You're 49 and a half years old, not 9.
You're right. I'm coming back in the end to see you again. I want to take care of all this stuff and move forward in my life.
It's your life, not mine. I don't know why you're doing this to yourself, but very little surprises me anymore. He's been in custody on this for how long? 8 days now, plus these 5 or 6. So he's been in 14 days, right?
I can't represent that.
Yes, I've been.
Well, he never posted a bond on this. Judge Kirsten set 5,000, 10% on March the 12th. So
monetary bond.
I've got no access to my money until I go to Chase Bank to get the money.
Yeah, he may have other matters going on. I know he's got one with Coleman Hessen, perhaps.
Didn't I reduce his bond to a personal on that felony, Lisa?
Yes, 10,000 personal.
What else are you in custody on?
They've got no cases going right now. I've just got a bunch of warrants I got to clear up. I was going to hire Jeff Mantos as an attorney and have him help me out.
I don't need who you. I don't know.
Okay, no, I was going to see the avenue I was looking at.
Listen, the only reason I gave you a personal bond is you live in Grosio. And I know that I'm going to call the chief of police and have them go out and arrest you if you don't show up on that case.
I understand. I'm coming.
You got it? You got it? You got it?
I got it, yes.
And then if you do that, if you don't show up, you're going to end up with a really, really high bond. Do you understand that?
I totally understand, yes.
Anything else?
No, Judge, credit for time served, please.
Yeah, he's got such a nasty record. I'll give him credit, but he's gonna pay fines. 100 fines, 175 costs, 75 victims' rights, $50 justice assessment, 400, 14 days, credit 14. You'll serve 76 more if you don't pay your fines and costs. I'm gonna have you pay these by April the 4th. Do you understand that?
I understand, I can pay him tomorrow.
He states he's got the money in the account.
Time to grow up, Mr. Burke.
I agree.
You're making life so difficult. It can't be any fun running from the police all the time.
Tell me about it.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Michael Burns.
You know, real quick, I've heard from several judges over the last couple of weeks how cocaine is making a comeback. And based on how quickly everybody seems to be talking this morning, I'd buy into that. Just saying.
Michael Barnes.
All right, so they want me to dismiss. They've been awful kind to you here. You're going to plead to driving on a suspended. This is with regard to the first case that I just called. And I'm talking about on 24W833-715A and B. So they're going to dismiss the B file if you plead on the A file on that charge. Then they've written up other steps on these other cases. You're going to plead to driving on a suspended and no insurance with the expired plate to be dismissed on the February 22, 25 case. And then on the 24 case, they're just going to go ahead and dismiss it. Is that what you want to do?
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, you got an attorney? Did I give you an attorney?
I was appointed one by the court.
Who's his attorney?
Crawford, he was just in here, I don't know where he went.
Yeah.
I'll get it.
Oh, boy.
Real quick, while we're waiting for them to find the attorney, I just wanted to say thank you to everybody. First off, the last couple of days on this live stream, the interaction's been really good, and I appreciate that. Again, this is a newer part of our channel, this live show, and it's been a lot of fun. But the channel itself also overnight crossed 14,000 subscribers, and I just wanted to say thank you for that as well. We just started this channel in October, and the growth has been tremendous. The community's vibrant, and really appreciate it. Just wanted to say thanks.
What are you doing with your life right now?
Right now, my older brother, he owns a shoe store in Dearborn, so I kind of like help him out there, and I make money off of commission almost. And then I also run my own detailing business. I detail like cars and stuff for people. And I usually have a job and I work at the same time, and I usually try to do that stuff on the side. But I lost my job earlier this year.
Well, that's good.
Your Honor, sir.
Hi, Deputy. How are you?
Very good. This is Jonathan Tucson. He finished with Judge Hess, and she said that he had a case with you guys.
What's his? How do you spell his last name?
I got it, Judge.
Oh, you got it? Okay.
You've got Mr. Baldwin, so we just need him to log back in.
Okay. Mr. Baldwin to log back in. Your name?
Good morning, Your Honor. Mike Crawford, representing Mr. Barnes.
All right, so I have 3 steps here. The last case is going to be dismissed. That's file ending in 6487.
Correct, Your Honor.
We've got 24W833-715A and B. Prosecutor's okay with me dismissing file B, but the plea is going to be to driving on a suspended as it relates to file A. And then on the other file, 25B148-100A, B, and C, as I understand it, he's going to plead on the suspended, no insurance, expired plate to be dismissed, correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
Is that what you want to do? If you plead on a drive while suspend case, and there's 2 of them here, they're punishable by up to 500 fines, 93 days jail. Costs are all those in 2 points. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
If you plead on no proof of insurance, that's a 0-point civil infraction. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Counsel, for purposes of arraignment on any of these that he's not been arraigned on, which includes a lot of them because he apparently has a phobia about coming to court, does he stand mute, wait for him or reading?
Yes, Your Honor.
You think he's going to grow up here, or is he going to just act like a fugitive every time he gets a ticket?
No, Your Honor. I think he's definitely going to grow up. I've spent a lot of time trying to talk to him about some of these issues and his prospects for the future in view of this type of behavior and the need to move around with a driver's license in the state of Michigan. He's a young guy. He's got some plans. I mean, I think he's starting to get it because he sees it building up on him.
Did you sign the advice of rights form?
No, I signed it.
Did you read it?
Yes.
You sure?
Yeah, I read it.
Did you understand it?
I'm not sure that I understood it, but I read it.
Okay. You're presumed innocent. They have to prove you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to remain silent. You don't have to say anything. If you say something in or out of court, whether orally or in writing, it can be used against you. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
You have the right to a trial. You have the right to a jury trial. At that trial, you have the right to bring in your own witnesses, to use the subpoena powers of the court to bring in those witnesses, to cross-examine the prosecutor's witnesses. And again, to testify or remain silent. If you remain silent, that silence would not be held against you. Do you understand that?
Yes, yes,
All
sir.
right. Any questions on those rights?
No, sir.
And you understand when you plead guilty, if that's what you choose to do, we're not going to have a trial on any of these, right?
Yes, sir.
To the charge driving on a suspended offense date February 22, 24, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Were you operating a motor vehicle on Foxmore near Provincial in Woodhaven on that date at 3:14 p.m.?
Yes, sir.
Was your license suspended?
Yes, sir.
To the charge driving on a suspended on file number 25B1481008, how do you plead to that? Drive while suspended.
Guilty.
Were you on February 22 or 25 operating a motor vehicle on northbound Telegraph near Van Horn, Brownstown?
Yes, Your
Was
Honor.
your license suspended?
Yes, Your Honor.
And to the charge as it relates to that case of no proof of insurance, how do you plead, responsible or not responsible?
Responsible.
Okay, I'm going to accept that plea. Are you on probation or parole for anything?
No, sir.
Has anybody in the world forced you to plead guilty to any of these?
No, sir.
All right. I'm going to accept your plea of guilt on 125B1481008, offense date February 22 of 25. I'm going to accept your plea of guilt on file 24W833715A, offense date February 22 of 24. I'm dismissing the disobey traffic signal on that case.
It's in default, Your Honor, so we motion the court to set it aside.
Hang on one second. I got to find it here. I got it here somewhere. Somewhere. I managed to misplace that file. I have it right here, and I must have put the register in some other folder. Never good. Lisa,
Yes.
I don't hear. It's probably in one of these stacks. Let me just double check one last time. For some reason, I don't know why, maybe I had it. I think I probably did. Once you, here it is. All right, I'm dismissing that charge, disobey traffic control device. I'm dismissing the expired plate on D148100B. I'm accepting the plea on the C file of no insurance, accepting the plea on the A file of suspend on 100A. And then on the C file, I'm accepting the plea. So I've got 2 suspend charges to sentence him on, and the other file is dismissed, 146487. That is the case out of Woodhaven from Brownstown on July 25, 24. So I'm gonna sentence him on one suspend charge out of Brownstown. I'm gonna sentence him on one no proof of insurance out of Brownstown. I'm gonna sentence him on a suspend charge out of Woodhaven. And he does have a bond. Who's Tanya Anderson?
That's my mother.
All right, we ready for sentence?
Ready, Your Honor.
Anything?
Your Honor, the court should know that my client isn't currently working right now. He's been looking for work the past couple months, and things have been kind of tough, but what he's done, Your Honor, is gotten together with a buddy of his, and
I
they've
thought you just
started.
told me, I certainly wasn't trying to delve in anything. When you weren't here, I asked him if he was working. I thought he said he was working at a shoe store.
I said my brother owns a shoe store and I make commission off of it. And
Well,
then
then
I
you're
also,
working, right?
yeah, and I also have a detailing business. I just
Right,
started like.
I know. So he just got done telling me you're not working.
Yeah. But I said I look for like an actual job also. Like I usually have an actual job. Like before I worked at Middleton, still.
He's doing contractor work, Your Honor, here and there. He just started a business in detailing. The summer's coming, he's expecting things to pick up, but he doesn't have a traditional W-2 job, which is what he's
Did he
looking for now.
graduate?
Graduated, correct?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yes, Your Honor. So he has no minor kids. However, we need the court to give him a payment arrangement, which we propose. He wants to take responsibility for this. He understands he's got a lot of fines and costs to pay, but he's going to chip away at him, Your Honor.
He's got only one bond, Lisa?
Yes.
Yeah.
Anything that you want to say?
Oh, no, thank you. No, sir.
You have to grow up. $185 on the no proof on each of the suspend charges, 100 fines, 200 costs, 75 victims' rights, $50 justice assessment. I'm actually giving you a break, 4 1/4 or 93 days on both of those. So you owe $850 plus 180 or $1,035. Because it's 185 on the no proof. How much can he pay today?
Your Honor, all my client has today is $100. What he's proposing to pay is $100 a month.
100 a month?
But I'll also like to say
How
that
tall are you?
6'5", 6'6".
You're a big guy.
Yeah, I used to play football and basketball.
Well, I'm not surprised. What do you think we are? What do you mean 100 a month? Come on, give me a break. They'll take you a year.
Yeah, I know. I was gonna add that I filed my taxes and I have income taxes that are on the way, and that I'll be able to pay for everything once I receive my income taxes.
Listen. It doesn't say. I don't want to be a wise guy with you. Why'd you ask your lawyer to ask me for 100 a month?
Because I just felt that was like a reasonable month.
That's not a reasonable amount.
I would be able to for sure be able to pay. I didn't want to put like a bigger.
But you're a
amount.
big, strong guy. You could have 4 jobs by 1 o'clock today.
I try. I honestly try.
Where have you applied?
I could show you.
Where?
On
Tell me.
Indeed, like millions of places.
Millions?
Or not millions, but
Name a couple.
everywhere around here in the area.
Well, pretend that I can't see. Tell me where you've applied.
Can I pull up my phone and look at it?
It's the day and age we're in. People need the phones.
Can you name me one without looking at your phone?
Yeah, I applied for Amazon multiple times.
Okay, where else?
Phoenix Integrated Security.
Where else?
It's another security company that works for.
Where else?
Woodhaven. I applied at Walmart, Target. I applied a lot of places.
Where else?
CVS. I applied a lot.
Which CVS? I didn't think there were hardly any CVS's open here, or maybe that's Rite Aid. Who else?
Yeah, maybe go to Rite Aid or something.
Rite Aid I think Rite Aids are closed, aren't they?
Right, yeah.
Where else? Listen, it's time to get to work. Seriously. You seem like a nice kid. What do you do during the day? I'm curious. I'm trying to figure out when I do leave this bench, what I'm gonna do with myself for 168 hours a week. So tell me what you do. Maybe you can enlighten me. What can I do when I'm retired? I like to golf. What else can I do? What do you do during the day? Like, what'd you do yesterday? Tell me what you did.
Yesterday I actually made my brother, like I said, my brother owns a store, so I made like videos and stuff for his store, and I was to help him promote on like on the Instagram and like social media.
Okay. How long did you do that?
I did that all day yesterday, probably from like 10 a.m. to like 8 o'clock. I was making multiple videos. I can show
good.
you.
Very good. What did you do Monday?
Monday, I'm pretty sure I was doing the same thing. I was just recording videos for his.
What did you do Friday?
Friday, I probably every Wednesday I go to Chicago for my brother. He pays me to go to Chicago, and I go buy clothes from the store, the Supreme store, and we bring them back to Michigan. So we're like the first people in Michigan to have them. So I usually am in Chicago from like Wednesday night to Friday morning. So.
Are you getting paid to do this?
Yes, sir.
So now I'm really confused. If you worked all day Monday, all day Friday, and every Wednesday you go to Chicago to pick up clothes and drive them back, you got to be making some kind of income.
I am.
Well, how much are you making?
I don't make that much. I really just do it
I
to
didn't
help.
ask you that.
To go to Chicago, I only make like $150 every week. So it's just a trip there and trip back. I just go shop in the store and I come back and bring all the clothes back and we put it in our store because the clothes aren't available here.
I'm not letting you pay $100 a month. Okay? I'm just not going to do that. That's just not right.
Okay.
So you got to come up with a better plan for me, because $100 a month is not going to cut it.
All right.
And I got to tell you, I'm so liberal on these payment plans, but you're a big, strong guy.
Yeah.
You could push you could push a Volkswagen over, I think. So I need to know why you're not working harder, but that's up to you to decide. But I'm not giving you $100.
Okay. We'll be able to work. But
What can you do?
I'll try to do 250 a month. Is that?
Can you do 200?
200 a month?
Can you do 200?
Yeah, I can do 200. Can I do 200 a month? Is that okay with you, Your Honor?
Yeah, but it shouldn't be okay with you because you should be making a lot more than that. These are great years.
Yeah.
You graduated high school. You're a big, strong guy. I could tell by looking at you. And you're telling me you can pay $250 a month. I'm sorry. I'll let you pay $250. I'll let you pay $200 a month. But it's time to kind of kick yourself in the back end and say, you know, I don't really want to be broke my whole life.
Yeah, right.
Right? I mean, this is, you know, things are expensive out there.
Yeah.
All right. You pay your insurance. I'll give you until April the 20th to pay your insurance. Lisa, you're going to give him a thing like this, right?
Yeah, I'll take care of it. Just let me know.
April 20th, you pay $200.
Okay.
You pay $200 per month beginning May the 20th on the 100 case. And then you pay $200 a month on the 833-715A case. After fines, costs paid on 25B 148-100A. If you need more time, come talk to me, but seriously, you're still young. You know what I mean? You're a young kid. I mean, I don't want to see it. Don't settle for poverty. There's no reason for it. All right? Best of luck to you. If you need more time, you get into a problem, call me or call the court. We'll go on Zoom, or you can walk in here and I'll give you an extension. All right?
All right. Thank you.
Best of luck. People against Marcus.
Okay, let's take a quick timeout because I want to address a couple things. Number one, you know, I'd mentioned the possibility of a trial in Judge Fleischer's court this morning. He still has not come online, and you know, it's coming up on 10:30 in Houston, so I don't know if he's going to. Again, he's gotten so weird with this stuff. I don't know. I don't know. I was really hoping he'd stream it, but I don't think he's going to. But we've got a lot of other good courts going on. Again, I'm monitoring multiples. B. Davis, real quick. You just put in the chat, the whole line of questioning was excessive, over $100 payment to make a ruling. He said he had his tax return, probably can pay for it then. I agree with you. He did kind of go on and on and on forever about that. But I want to give a little bit of a counterpoint, if I may, and my perspective may be different. But Mrs. The Courtroom Files and I run multiple businesses, and this channel is just one small segment of what we do, and we're constantly working. We put in like 16-hour days, but we're very self-motivated. And when I look at situations like this, I see a person that isn't necessarily motivated, and I wonder if that's what Judge McNally was trying to get at right there, was teaching him that he needs to try harder and work harder, especially if he is young. I'm doing this in my 50s. I wish I had done this in my 20s, because heaven only knows where I would be if I had started out on this entrepreneurial route really early in life. I mean, we did start early. We started in our 30s. I mean, it's about 20 years now. But if I had started even 10 years earlier, it'd be amazing where I would be. So I guess I just want to say that I kind of get where Judge may be coming from, trying to give him a little bit of kick in the butt to, for lack of a better way to put it, do better and try harder. But I get what you're saying too. He did kind of go on and on forever about it. So I can see both sides. But, if you have different thoughts or disagree or agree or whatever, let me know in the chat. Let's go ahead and go back to court. I'm going to continue with McNally for just a little while. Oh, real quick, I did forget. I wanted to tell you too, Judge Simpson had a bench trial docket this morning, and it was supposed to be for a landlord-tenant matter. And the landlord actually came to court and was asking for an adjournment because they weren't prepared. And Judge Simpson said, no, you guys talk amongst yourselves, figure this out, or we're moving forward. He's been in recess for almost 2 hours now while the parties have, I presume, been trying to figure this out. So he had a real insistent start to his day of, no, you're going to figure this out or we're going to move forward. Anyways, let's go back to Judge.
You will be giving up all those rights, and there will not be a hearing, not be a trial. Do you understand that?
Yes.
All right. You still have the right to a lawyer. I know you waived it before, but I'm going to tell you again. If you want a lawyer and you can't afford one, I'll be happy to appoint you one. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Would you like a lawyer?
No.
I can't hear you.
No.
To the charge, drive while license not valid. How do you plead?
Guilty.
Were you operating a motor vehicle on March 3 of 25 at 8:32 in the morning on Racco near Doncaster in Brownstown Township?
Yes.
Was your license invalid? And if so, why?
Unpaid tickets.
Are you on probation right now?
No.
Parole?
No.
Anybody in the world force you to plead guilty?
No.
All right, I'm gonna accept your plea. And again, did the charge distracted driving, responsible or not responsible?
Responsible.
I'll accept that plea. I will dismiss the failure to yield, causing accident, dismiss the no proof of insurance. So we're gonna sentence you on the distracted driving as well as on the drive while license not valid. You never had a valid license, have you?
Yes, once.
When? Why are you driving around when you don't have a license? You driving around, it's crazy. You got all kinds of cases on here.
I was actually taking my son to school.
You can't drive. You don't have a license.
Right.
Why aren't you going to get a license? It's not that hard. Right?
Right.
I mean, is there a reason that I'm missing as to why you're not going to get a license?
No reason. No reason. Just old tickets, that's all.
Well, you got it. Yeah. Where do you work?
Lake Point Yacht Club.
What do you do there? What do you do there?
Chef.
Look, I'm gonna cut you a break, but you come back in front of me with this record, not taking care of these, we're gonna have a problem, okay?
Yes.
100 fines, 225 costs, 75 victims' rights, $50 justice assessment, 450 or 93 days. 195 on the distracted driving. Your total here amounts to $645. Can you pay all that today?
No, but I get a check Friday. I can pay. It's a week for sure.
You get a check this Friday or next?
This Friday coming up.
All right, I'll tell you what, you pay the 195 on the distracted driving by Monday, okay?
Yes.
That will be on the 31st, all right? And then how much can you pay, if anything, on the drive while license not valid by that day, or do you want more time?
By Monday?
Yeah. You get paid weekly or bi-weekly?
I get paid weekly.
I'll tell you what, I'll just have you pay 75 a week on the misdemeanor beginning on April the 7th. How's that?
That's fine, thank you.
So you're gonna pay 195 Friday, then 75 a week. And if you don't have the money, no problem. Come in here, talk to me, or go on Zoom. You can call the court, say, can I go on and talk to the judge? And I'll be happy to give you an extension. Just don't ignore me, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Have a good day.
You too.
Rose Anna Martinez, 25B147937, A, B, and C. Good morning, Mr. Bulahanis.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Ma'am, your name
Rosa Martinez.
and your appearance?
Greg Bulahanis on behalf of Rosa Martinez, Your Honor.
All right, so she has open intox and drunk driving, or OWI, I should say. Does she stand mute, wait formal reading?
Yes, Your Honor.
Not guilty plea is entered. And also I'll enter a plea of denial on the civil infraction charge, file C, which is PBT refusal. Does she have any priors of any kind?
You know, I think she has one prior, and she has this case. She's an Ohio resident, I believe, Your Honor.
Right.
So, I was retained yesterday on this case, Your Honor. So I'm getting up to speed on it. And then, the reason we're asking for an adjournment for the pretrial is that I need to, Caitlin's gonna email me the discovery.
That's fine. Ma'am, have you had any priors?
In Ohio,
When?
July 4th, 2020.
2024?
Yeah.
Are you on probation still?
Yes,
How old is she?
27.
27, Your Honor.
Can I have that? Anything you want to say regarding bond?
Your Honor, she's retained counsel for this. She understands the seriousness of this. I've reviewed it with her, and she'll be here the next time you assign the pretrial date. Additionally, she works full-time. She's a nail technician, and she's here with her significant other who's supporting her as well, Your Honor.
All right. $1,000 personal bond. Ma'am, you can leave the state to go to Ohio. Defendant can leave state to go to Ohio without consent of the court. You live in Ohio still, correct?
Yeah,
All right, on Prouty, is it Prouty?
that's where I work at. I live on 1456 Carlisle Street. in
Hang on a
Toledo.
second. Give me that again.
I live at 1456 Carlisle.
Carlisle.
No, Carlyle.
Okay. And that's in Toledo.
Yes,
And what's that zip code?
43605.
All right. You can leave state without consent. You cannot violate a law. No alcohol, no marijuana, no illegal drugs. You're to attend AA, NA at least twice a week. That has to be in person. You're not to have any contact with prosecution witnesses. I'm sorry, but when you're back this quickly, you're going to go get a SoberLink device. That is a condition of your bond, okay? You have to go get a SoberLink device by the end of the day. Probation will explain where you're going. They're going to send you out to Livonia, I believe, but maybe they have one over there. But at any rate, that's what I'll do. So you have to go. We're going to give you an AA form twice a week. Every time you go to AA, you have to have the form signed. Every time you come to court, you have to bring the form with you. And again, you have to go to get your SoberLink by the end of the day. Lisa, what do you have for a date for me?
April 9th at 9:45.
Good with you?
1 second, Your Honor. What time did you say, Your Honor?
8:45.
No, I have Roseville. I can do, let's see, 8:30. Any possibility we could do 11 o'clock? Your Honor?
Yeah, I don't have a problem. You will be here though by 11, right?
Yeah, I should be. Yeah,
I
I
know.
should be.
All right, 11 a.m.
Okay, we've been waiting all morning. Judge Fleischer is online now. Now, he's doing arraignments. He said that that would be done before the trial, if a trial is going to happen. But either way, let's go to his courtroom and see what transpires.
Removing the paint would cost an estimated $700.
Okay, Mr. Howard, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm now going to order you not to go back to, you said Energy?
NRG, yeah.
NRG Stadium. You're not to go back there. Is it? That's not Dicon. No, that's not the new one, right? That's, yeah. You're not to go back to Energy Stadium. You're not to participate in any more graffiti. Do you understand? If I find that you violate these conditions, I will revoke your bond, put you in jail. No more PR bonds for you. Sir, do you have the ability to hire a lawyer?
Not today. No.
You work.
Yeah.
Do you generally have the ability to hire a lawyer? Okay, I can have you fill out an application for a court-appointed lawyer. I'll see whether you qualify or not, and then we can talk. Do not leave until you sign our bond conditions. I'll have the state create them, and then we'll have you sign it. Okay? Please. So can you file that? No going back to Energy, and then no, I guess, graffiti, no spray painting on, city property, public property.
All right, Judge, next is page 14. Limbrick, come on up.
Morning, Ron. Hey, good morning. Good morning, Ms. Limbrick. Ma'am, you're charged with failure to stop and give information. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, ma'am.
On January 2nd, 2025, around 12:30 p.m., the complainant was in a car accident around the 3200th block of North Freeway. The complainant stated that he got on the entrance ramp to get on the freeway's main lanes when he observed the defendant tailgating him. The complainant said the defendant swerved back to the entrance lane and the defendant's front right fender hit the complainant's driver's side door. He said that the defendant did not stop and kept on driving northbound on the North Freeway main lanes. The complainant followed the defendant and honked at the defendant, but the defendant looked at him, signaled at him that she was on the phone, and continued driving. The complainant called 911 and gave the defendant's license plate. A witness observed the accident and provided dash camera video of the accident, which showed the license plate and City of Houston work truck number. The officer ran the license plate and found that the defendant, a City of Houston employee, had filed a police report the same day of the accident, claiming that an unknown vehicle hit her on the freeway and kept on going.
Whoa.
The defendant's employer confirmed the defendant's vehicle was checked out to the defendant. GPS coordinates confirmed that the defendant was driving on South Houston Parkway during the incident. The defendant admitted to being the driver, but claimed the other vehicle was the one that hit her and was the one at fault. The complainant had an estimate that the total amount to fix the complainant's vehicle was $1,400.
There's video of this actually happening, and she files a report?
Yes.
Can you look up to see whether she has a license and insurance, please?
Yes.
Her license, at least. Ms. Limbrick, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with your case. It is now a condition of your bond that you are not allowed to drive any vehicle unless you have a Texas driver license and liability insurance in your name. Do you understand? Yes or no? If I find that you violate these conditions, if you pick up a new case, I will revoke your bond and I'm going to put you in jail. Do you understand, man?
Her driver's license was eligible.
We're going to create bond conditions for you. I will have you go to Victoria, sign a reset. After that, I'll have you take a seat in the jury box while we get your bond conditions. We'll have you sign it, and after that, you'll be free to go, ma'am. Do not pick up any new cases and be safe in my city. If I find that you're a danger to my city, it's not going to go well for you. Please.
Thank you, I may be excused.
Right this way. All right, gentlemen, next
Driving
is-
And liability insurance in her name. Please.
Judge, next is page 24. Spears, come on up.
And that's Wade, right?
Yes.
Mr. Spears, you're charged with driving while your license is suspended. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you.
All right. On March 18th, officers on traffic enforcement at the Harris County Toll Road received an alert from the Harris County Transit Authority IMS system, which told them that a prohibited vehicle had passed through the South Hardy Plaza Toll Road booth. The prohibited vehicle was known to owe an outstanding amount of $1,416. The officer observed the vehicle travel southbound on the Hardy Toll Road and caught up with the vehicle and conducted a traffic stop. The defendant gave his license and informed officers that he did not have insurance. The driver's license came back as ineligible, and dispatch advised the defendant that he had advised that the defendant had prior convictions of no financial responsibility and had no driver's license.
Mr. Spears, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with your case. Can you run his license, please?
Yes, Your Honor.
Judge.
I just signed it. You're on probation in this court. You've now picked up a new case. I've now signed it. A warrant has now been issued for your arrest. You're now going into custody. It goes with you. Will you please appoint him a lawyer?
It is not eligible, Your Honor.
You're not to drive. I will have you sign an affidavit promising me that you're not going to drive. I don't care what's going on in your life. Unless you have valid liability insurance in your name and a Texas driver license, you're not allowed to drive. Do you understand, Mr. Spears? Send him down, Deputy Miranda, please.
So our one like equals one he goes with you seems fitting this morning. Real quick update while he's between things. I had mentioned a little while ago about Judge Simpson and how he had a bench trial docket and it was a landlord-tenant matter, and they were in recess for 2 hours. They came back out of recess, had a brief exchange where the attorney for the landlord is now trying to withdraw from the case. Apparently there was another attorney that was on it for a couple of days prior, and there had been some misrepresentations made, and now that attorney isn't convinced that she can adequately represent this client. So that whole courtroom is a mess this morning. Anyways, back to Judge.
You are charged with assault causing bodily injury. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, ma'am.
On September 4th, 2024, officers responded to an assault at In-Town Suites located at 9155 San Houston Highway in Harris County, Texas. This call slip advised that the manager was pepper sprayed by the defendant. The complainant, the manager, was transported to Houston HCA Hospital, and the officer reviewed the lobby security footage and so the defendant approached the complainant, becoming increasingly irate as they conversed. While the defendant was arguing with the complainant, the defendant grabbed a pink-colored pepper spray canister and discharged it at the complainant. The defendant quickly exited the lobby and fled the scene in a red-colored Mercedes-Benz. The complainant told the officers that she was working the front desk when the defendant came in, upset about her reservation and demanded a refund. The complainant tried to explain to the defendant that she did not have the authority to issue a refund when the defendant pepper sprayed the complainant and ran off. The complainant positively identified the defendant through a photo array.
Okay. Ms. Whitaker, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to have any contact with the complaining witness in this case not to be in possession of weapons, and not to go back to this location. If I find that you violate these conditions, if you become a danger to my community, I only have one place for you. Do you understand, ma'am?
Yes.
I'm not asking for much. Do you mind filing those conditions, please?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer, ma'am?
No, sir, I'm not working.
Okay, I'll have you fill out an application. I need to know everything about you, how much money you have in the bank, what kind of.
There's no money in the bank.
Whether you drive a Mercedes Benz, what.
It's in my daughter's name. She pays for it.
I need to know everything about you, ma'am.
You can know everything.
Deputy Miranda, do you mind giving an application? Do not leave until you sign our bond conditions, ma'am.
Judge, I'm sorry, there was one more. It's an off-docket arraignment. It's there next to you.
Okay.
It was bond book in 2024.
Judge, can I get that cause number?
It's
You ready?
right there next to you, counsel.
Oh,
That's it.
wonderful. Thank you.
Santa Blanita.
Santi Ibanez, come up.
Can I get the cause number? Oh, sorry, you believe it.
253-2253.
Thank you. Got it?
Mr. Santi Ibanez, you are charged with theft. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
On October 3rd, 2024, officers were dispatched to a Walmart at 9460 West San Houston Parkway in Harris County, Texas, regarding a theft. The officer spoke with the complainant, the loss prevention agent, and he stated that the defendant was exiting the building when a door clerk checked receipts and asked the defendant to provide receipts of items that he had in possession. The complainant stated the defendant did not have it and proceeded to walk out past the clerk and exit the building. The door clerk then contacted the complainant, who then went outside and met the defendant in the parking lot. The complainant brought the defendant into the loss prevention office where he stayed silent. The complainant asked the defendant for a purchase receipt, and the defendant again stated he did not have it. The complainant then called 911. The complainant stated the defendant passed at all points of sale and made no attempts to pay for the items. The complainant stated that the defendant took 4 items that totaled approximately $588.81, which included a bicycle, a TV, salsa, and chips.
Okay, Mr. Santi Ibanez, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you now as a condition of your bond. You speak English, right? I'm ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to go to any Walmart for any reason. If I find that you do, if you pick up a new case, if you endanger my city, I will revoke your bond, put you in jail. No more PR bonds.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer?
No, sir.
I'll have you fill out an application. Deputy Miranda will give you one and I'll take a look to see whether you qualify. Do not leave until you sign our bond conditions. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Casey.
I'm fine, isn't it? Please.
Yes, Your Honor.
Hi, Casey, you ready?
Is that gonna be a reinstatement or?
No, it's on.
You posted on?
I am approaching on Allison Dennis today. Dennis,
Thanks. Okay.
yes. It's like 190 days, so I was told to approach. I did submit at the beginning of March for a PTI appeal, and I have not received a response from.
Is it completely, you filed everything that needs to be? When
Yeah, I
was,
sent everything. I filed it at the beginning of March as when I sent the email.
now March 26th. Do you mind checking to see where we are with that?
And I have submitted several PTI appeals, and I've only received a response on one within the last month.
Here?
She is here, Judge.
Yes.
She was sent for a drug test this morning as well, and that came back negative. So.
Oh, we have for the 26th of April.
So it's a PCI, what is it like?
We did receive it. We don't have a response from this guy's yet. I just need to follow up.
Okay, and then I'll set you off for a week. If we don't get I'll waive it next week.
Wait for her appearance?
Yeah.
Okay.
If we don't get a response in a week, then I'll send an email saying, hey, what's going on?
Okay.
Because by then it'll be over 200 days.
Yeah, I'll follow up as well. But, okay, great. Thanks, Judge.
Take care.
You too.
Hi.
Judge, morning. How are you?
What's new, man?
Hey, another day. Another day.
Feel your pain. Be better on a beach, right?
I'm feeling good. Judge, I'm here on Adrian Razzo.
Okay.
I don't know what page, I'm sorry.
Don't worry about it. I'll figure it.
Similar situation. We put in a mitigation package for a PTI.
Okay.
He's been approved.
Wonderful.
So we're asking that the court set over the case 30 days.
What does your client have to do?
He's, it's an anger management class. He's going to make a donation to the Houston Area Women's Center, and then no contact with the complainant. And then at the end of the 30 days, if he's done all that, then
So you want a full 30 days or?
that's
Yes, yes. So the agreement is that we will not dismiss before that 30 days.
Yeah.
So we'll give you 30 days. If it's not done, let her know it's clear trial.
yeah, understood, Judge. Would Judge? I mean, he's going to take care of everything today, so or very shortly.
So hopefully if you, there's no problems, come in the day before so they can take care of everything. Hopefully they dismiss it then, so you didn't have to come in.
Okay. Well, that was going to be my next ask. Would the court consider waiving his appearance?
If it's all completed, if it's not completed, if everything's not completed or if there's some kind of issue, he's got to be here. Because I don't know. I mean, they say no contact. What if he tries to? Right. At that point, I'll probably bring her in closer to, but okay. For
Thank you,
sure.
Judge. Maybe excuse me.
Yes, sir. Thanks. Good to see you. Hi, Mr. Turner. Burden, okay?
Late yesterday,
Where's Mr. Durden?
it was Princess Way, that's what I'm saying. You got a bond
We
violation.
usually order them to appear.
It's still impending.
It's still pending. You haven't even seen it, I don't think. I just thought I'd approach and we'd talk about it.
So do you want to bring him Friday?
The claim is that he missed some rolling restarts. He swears, if you just look at the cameras,
I
you'll
need
see
a-
it wasn't him. I'm thinking we're gonna work the case out next week. If I could get to like Tuesday or Wednesday, I can get him in the office, I can talk to him and we can figure out I think we can resolve the case when we come back. But I just don't think I can get that done before Friday. If we could maybe do Tuesday,
How about Monday?
okay, Monday.
He's skipping a lot of tests. It's a second bond violation.
I understand, Judge. The first.
It's got to be on Monday.
Okay, near Monday. Thank you, Judge.
You can always zoom in as well.
Well, if he's got to be here, I'm gonna be here with him. That's my policy. Thank you, Judge.
It's going to be set for bond forfeiture for that day. So if he doesn't appear.
He'll be here. No worries. Thank you, Judge.
What day was that, Judge?
Monday.
Good
morning. Hi, Counsel.
On the bond amount for Shakespeare, do we want to wait for the attorney to get here or do you want to?
No, I'm at 5,001.
5,001.
Yeah. Okay. Good morning.
Good morning, Judge. I'm well, thank you. I have Mr. Spence on your docket. He's present. The reason for the approach is I wanted to ask the court to consider modifying the MOEP or bond conditions for Mr. Spence. The complainant has communicated with the state that they're unopposed to the defendant and the complainant having contact, and that is the condition that we would like amended.
He's doing an online bib class. Does he have it done? Because once it gets done, the case gets dismissed and he's done.
You're absolutely right. This morning, he officially agreed to do the bid.
I have since January he's been working on it.
Well, we were,
Given him more time in February. Now we're March 26th.
there was some communication with the state regarding which bid class to complete. That has been resolved. He's agreed to do it. It's a 16-hour online class.
I'm giving him 2 weeks. You know, really, we're now at 170 days. He doesn't have it done. Offer's been there since January.
I think we're okay with the 2 weeks, Judge. I just don't know how the court feels about amending the bond at this time.
Mr. Spence, come up.
And further background, there are some business transactions, legitimate business transactions between the complainant and the defendant. And they're both respecting the bond conditions and the MOEP, not having contact, but it's interfering with those business transactions, Judge.
Judge, we defer to the court. I will confirm everything defense has said.
Oh, you haven't confirmed it yet.
Well, no, I have confirmed it. I have been in contact with the complainant. She is asking to amend the bond conditions, but we would defer to the court to that ultimate decision.
Okay. Any prior assault of history against the same complaining witness?
There is a prior assault of the same complainant. It
I'm
was
not going to do
dismissed.
it. No, he has a prior assault against this person that's just been dismissed. No. And I'm telling you now, your case is 170 days old. Since January, you've had an offer to have this case dismissed for you doing an online anger management course. You now have 2 weeks to get this thing done. If you don't have it done, I'm going to set your case for trial. Do you understand? Okay?
We'll get it done, Judge.
Thanks.
Thank you, Judge.
Yeah, always a pleasure.
Likewise.
I'll get you.
Hi.
Hey.
So Emma Lynch did not get brought up again today. So I would like, both of her parents are actually here in the courtroom. I would like to be able to go back in chambers with the prosecutor and talk to you if possible.
I don't want them back in chambers, so I'll turn the live stream off.
Okay, please.
So yeah, what I was saying about how Judge will just
Son.
turn off that stream at a moment's notice. Let's go to Judge McNally while we wait for him to come back.
Is there a way that we can do that?
We can grab him for the afternoon docket, but we gotta do Lucas on first, so we can free up a or not camera, but a body for a body. I only have one runner.
Yeah, he's in custody on this. Back up. I know what I'm gonna do. Back up. I don't think so. Michael Carter Burke, 22I-413-859. You guys go back to the podium. Who's his lawyer on this case?
I am, Judge.
Your name?
Madison Davis, apparently.
Your name?
Mr. Burke.
Lisa Hamami on behalf.
I'm sure that I just dealt with two. Can you tell by looking at your log notes, Tabitha?
Two, Judge, and one was dismissed, one wasn't. I can go back and listen to it.
Don't worry about it. Here's what I'll do. I'll just make a note. Defendant pled on other cases in front of me, on another case, I should say, in front of me, was sentenced. I thought that was it for him in terms of holds, and was taken back to jail. Here's what I'm proposing. He's got a slew of warrants. I mean, ridiculous, but I don't want to leave him in jail for 2 weeks on a suspend charge. I'm going to reduce the bond. Lisa will let him know to personal 5,000, and we'll reschedule this, and you can put on his notice he has to appear in open court in person on the next date. All right, let's do that. And it's going to have to be in front of, this is Judge Essen's case. If they hadn't taken him back to the jail, I'd simply take the plea and sentence him. If I'd have had this file, I would have done it. That's okay. It's nobody's fault. Except I'll take all the blame again.
It's my fault. I'm the file guy.
So just make sure that's what we do, Lisa. We'll send in an amended notice. I'm going to tell amended personal bond. Anybody have a problem with that?
No.
Ms. Amami?
No, Judge.
I mean, he's got 25 warrants.
I
He
don't
lives
know
on
that.
Gray's Drive. If he doesn't show up, I told him, and I meant it, I'll call the chief and have him go pick him up. He's right around the block from the
Judge, I
police
suspect
station.
he's being held on more than ours.
I don't know if he is or not, because I had a felony with him and I reduced it
He's not.
yesterday. Pardon?
He's not. He's only being held on our cases.
So that's why I feel that it's appropriate he be released. It's not his fault. So we got to tell the deputy that's what we're doing, and we'll send that paperwork over, okay? Deputy Pravanchi. All right, anybody else? Anything else?
Nothing else.
Nothing else?
Thank you.
Thanks,
All right,
Judge.
thanks, you guys. What's this gentleman's name? What's his name?
Mr. McCuson?
Okay, let me get your file. Did anybody deal with the Mercussin file?
I just saw Judge Hessen, a half hour ago.
He was in a breakout room with Mr. Baldwin.
And then we tried to get 36 in there, but they said they can't.
All right, why don't you mute yourself again, if you would, please? No, you're all right now. She did it. Hey, Deputy Pravanchi, can you unmute him? Listen, so we made a mistake on this Michael Burke. The only hold he had left was on a case in front of Judge Hessen. It was our fault. We made the mistake. We're gonna develop. I just want you to know, we're gonna reschedule it, but since this is the only case left for him in custody where he has a bond, I'm gonna reduce it. I've reduced it to a personal bond on record. So we're going to send the paperwork over, but they need to know that he's going to be released.
Mr. Lucasan?
No, Mr. Burke, that Michael Burke.
Yeah, as soon as, Officer Barflow, he watches the emails. As soon as they get the updated paperwork, they'll release them tonight.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. And as soon as I get Mr. Mercussin's file, I'm calling that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I have a feeling this is going to be a bit of a long pause here, but we'll keep an eye on that. We're still waiting for Judge Fleischer to come back. Let's go again down the road in the Detroit side of Michigan, and we'll look at Judge Meineke.
Let's just say I'll revisit it. Okay, because he was gone and we had the alcohol event. Although, is he testing right now?
Yes.
How often is he testing?
Judge, he's testing ETG 6 times a month and drug once a month at Evernote.
Okay, so I'll go with the 20 hours then, as long as we continue that testing level. Okay. Mr. A got to save the 30 hours. All right, so let's get back here for review. Let's go out 60 days. If you have any questions, concerns, anything goes sideways, any updates on your new case, let her know. I want to hear from you before we hear from anybody else, okay? All right, good luck.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You got
Ashley Dudley.
Dudley, 2400227.
John, I'm gonna bring you up. Ms. Dudley should say something.
Right, Ms. Dudley, we got the warrants and the balance, because she's done everything else. Where does everything else?
Your Honor, pretty much the same. I mean, Ashley and I have been talking via email because she's on non-recorded supervision. But really at this time, it's just the balance and the warrants that she has. I know she sent me a screenshot of a ticket that she paid, I believe, full back in February. But other than that, there's still quite a few warrants that she has to clear.
Judge, there are 10 warrants. 2 of them are pretty substantial. So she's gonna have to come up with bond money to deal with both those before going forward on any of those other warrants. The issue obviously is the 771.1 and the requirement to clear or at least accomplish it within those court orders. She's not gonna be able to do it. We talked about that. At this point, even going forward with what she has to deal with these other cases, which she intends on addressing, she just doesn't feel like financially she's going to be able to clear all of those warrants even in a 2-year period. We talked about just losing the 771 and coming back maybe in 5 years when she's done with everything, and perhaps asking this court at that time if she's accomplished a lot more to set it aside.
It's one of my great frustrations with the delayed sentence. Ms. Dudley is, if you were not on a delayed sentence, then the court would simply discharge you and put you on a payment plan. But because you're getting something that others aren't getting, which is a dismissal, everything needs to be done now. Like, I could even work with her a little bit on the warrants, but the balance needs to be taken care of. So, and obviously, Ms. Esdale wants her to get this because she's recommending bump this out a couple months to see if this can get done, but I guess I want to hear from Ms. Dudley. Obviously, I could terminate it today, and she just wouldn't get the 771. You're right, Mr. Angus should come back to me after a period of time and ask for it to be expunged. And I'll make sure I take good notes here so that she wasn't terminated and not given 771 because she, had new charges or something like that, just simply with a financial issue. But I leave it to you, Ms. Dudley. I'm happy to give you whatever time you need to get this done. But I mean, realistically, if you don't think you get the $600 done, at least the $600 done in the next 90 days.
No, I can get the, I told you, when we talk, I told you that the balance could be paid, it's just the warrant. I could pay the balance within the next 2 weeks. But I know that's the rough probation person, I know this.
I mean, looking at these, she's got that felony out of 43rd. Still think she get a personal bond on that probably.
Probably that, and I imagine that the case in Detroit, she would get I don't know, frankly, I told her if you go to Detroit, have money in your pocket, because if there's a bond and she doesn't have the full amount, typically, at least my clients tell me, we'll send her
Okay, here's my proposal for you, Mr. Dudley, because I still want to dismiss this case if we can. All right, so I'm gonna adjourn the show cost 30 days. You think you pay $600 in 30 days? Okay. Then I'm not gonna require that she clear the warrants, but she's going to have to. If you can take this portion here, Ms. Esdale, that lists out all the warrants.
Yes.
Print it out for her, give it to her. And in 30 days, I want you to be able to come back to me and say, okay, I called for this bench warrant, I need to turn myself in with this amount of money. For this bench warrant, I need to do this. I don't need you to clear them, but I need you to be able to come back to me and tell me, I know what I need to do to clear them. All right? That way, I at least know that I put you in a position so that you know how to do it, how to get it done, even if we couldn't get it done in the short time frame we had. Does that sound like a plan?
Yeah.
All right, Ms. Esdale?
Briefly, Your Honor, I did email Ashley actually, because she had
We'll go ahead and go back to Judge Fleischer. He just decided to turn his stream back on, so let's go back there. He'll be more interesting.
Okay.
Yes, Judge, PhD.
Come up, Mr. Andrews. Is he here?
Yes, Sean.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
While we're waiting for him to come up real quick, I was right about Judge McNally and it taking a bit. He actually stepped away from the bench for a while because it took so long for them to find that attorney.
Not enough time has passed, but I'm giving you another couple weeks. If I find that you test, that means that you've continued. It's not going to go well for you. Do you understand? What are you doing with yourself now?
On the job.
Wonderful. Doing what?
Prom flight. Prom flight. The company's called Prime Flight.
It's doing what?
At the airport.
Okay. Are you working full time? You're working at the airport? They're going to test you there.
You did.
Thank you. Man, it's not going to go well. You understand?
Sir.
All right. So let's set it 3 weeks. I want him back to test one more time. If he's clear, then we're good to go. Then we'll go normal. If it's not, I don't know what we're going to do.
Yes, Sean.
Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
Good luck, Mr. Andrews. Shreya.
Morning, Judge.
Hi. Good morning. Hi, Mr. Kim.
Judge, we're here on Jodicia Gillis. Last time we talked 2 days ago, you asked me for proof of her travel back and forth. That's her I-94. So when it says ARR, it means arrived in and departed from. So you can see, yes, she departs, arrives, departs. She's back and forth for years. She had just a snippet. She works on H-2B visas for about 6 months to 2 years, depending on her contract, through various companies. Stein Erickson Collection, it's hospitality, was in 2020. South Carolina Kiowa Resort was 2022 to 2023. And then the most recent one, April to October of 2024, was St. Joe's Company Hospitality, where she works at various resorts. After that, she was here on a vacation visa, so she was not here illegally. And then she has to go back to Jamaica, get her new contract, and come back. So
Have you seen this, Mr. Kim?
I haven't, but I verified through DHS. So it wasn't a misrepresentation, but she was previously on a work visa. However, it expired last year. So legally speaking, she's on a tourist visa. And Shreya's tried her hardest, but she's armed with allegedly $780,000. She's not an American national. She's out here on a tourist
So
visa.
what we would do is we would have her surrender a passport.
yes, let's do it.
So I mean, that's what it says. Like if Judge rules out, it's going to be the first thing, but just because with the amount of money, just allegedly the amount of money that she has stolen and the fact that she's here on a tourist visa, I'm still opposed at no bond. But if the court grants a bond, that would be my request for.
I mean, I'm okay. We have no other criminal history, right?
No, Judge, but
It doesn't appear that she's a danger, right? She's got a young kid. Did the nursing thing work out?
No, but almost because of red tape. So I bought it with my own money, but because of red tape, they won't let me bring it. Don't worry, I just verified from Sylvia that at some point, we came upon the conclusion that if you deny the PR bond and if whatever, we're gonna bring her to court every day so she can pump. Then in the afternoons, she has to go to the hospital every day.
I don't know about, I'm not gonna do a PR bond. Because I think that at the very minimum, you need to have some skin in the game so that you,
Okay, what kind of bond were you thinking?
I don't know, what,
I said, I still stand by, I have to defer the court because I'm still standing on the no bond because of the circumstances. And so I don't want to beat a dead horse, but just in terms of the allegations and over the long period of time. And again, for the other same reasons is that
I mean, she's alleged to have, what, I mean, close to $750,000.
So how much?
That's,
She's not convicted. This is the question I asked today. She's not convicted, she's charged. And we're not talking about the underlying facts. It was a 2B, there could be various defenses. All we're talking about is how to get her to Pennsylvania. But if we are considering the underlying facts, I would like to know how much Harris County, the sheriff's office, and this court values a mother's right to breastfeed. 770,000? If we're talking numbers, because she has been denied access. The Harris County Jail has admitted and is scrambling. And I'm talking CEO of Harris Health right now. Like they are scrambling. They have been asking me multiple times, why is she not getting a PR bond? Why is she not getting a PR bond? So I'm asking you that on behalf of the people that I've spoken with, why she is not getting a PR bond, knowing that they cannot provide those facilities. And we're at the point where I have to bring her daily. I'm appointed and I paid for it with my own money. I'll donate a $300 pump, but they won't take it. So because of the red tape, she is.
bring her here so she can she use a pump here?
So I
You
bought.
guys okay with that?
That's the thing. They said, we don't know if they'll allow that because technically she can't go back to the holdover with the pump I bring. So that's asking me to every day bring a pump so she can pump. I'll go home, I'll disinfect it and I'll bring it back. But this is insanity, Judge. She's a nonviolent offender. We don't even know if Pennsylvania wants to pick her up. We're fighting, I mean, the state is fighting a battle and saying this woman cannot breastfeed. They barely are getting a pump. And I find this absolutely crazy. She's been in custody for 6 days. She has to go to the shower and hand express. They refuse to give her.
Look, she's charged with a criminal offense of.
I'm saying she's going back. She's going back.
$750,000. It just so happens that it happens at the time when she gives birth. I mean, it never, when someone gets arrested, it's never at the best time. Oh, you know what? Thank God I got arrested now. I mean, shit happens, right?
Sure.
It just does. But there's consequences to behavior.
And let's take her passport and make her go back. I have contact with her father who's going to come get her. I've contact with her mother. She's not leaving the country. There's no flight risk.
So for what it's worth, in terms of if she waived, I asked Amy to call to see if it flipped to a waiver, because technically and legally, right now, they're only pursuing a governor's warrant because she's a refusal. So I asked Amy to call to figure out when the fastest they could come if she waived today. And she got a hold of Corporal. They're supposed to call her back today because the person in charge of it.
Know that Pennsylvania still.
That's the other question I asked, because technically the decision would lie with the prosecutor. So she's right now calling the DA's office in Pennsylvania, because the sheriff's office only obviously facilitates whatever that decision is. As far as what the extradition confirmation was, they are willing to extradite.
I mean, look, at the end of the day, I can't show preference to anybody. I get it that she's nursing and stuff, but how am I supposed to show preference to anybody? I have to be fair to everybody. I can't show preference.
It's a nonviolent first-time offender.
Well, and so that's why I'm not asking you for $25,000, because otherwise in this type of situation, I would say no bond or somewhere in the neighborhood of like 25 grand. So I don't know.
I'm sorry.
Like $1,000?
Fine.
1,000?
Sure.
Okay.
There's consequence. Can you bring her out, please? Guys, do you mind bringing her out? Gillis?
And sorry, and this obviously is relevant, were you able to confirm who actually has her passport to surrender? Because if that's going to be a condition of.
The DHS wherever she got arrested.
Okay.
Oh, I'll ask her right now. She knows.
Okay. Because I'll have to call.
So what's the actual charge? Is it like misappropriating?
So the way it was written was theft by deception, false impression. But then I'll have to well, because the alternative is if it's going to be kept in DHS, then it would be an order from the court that would be submitted to DHS so that they don't inadvertently release it to another authorized party. Because otherwise it would have to be surrendered to the clerk's office, which obviously to facilitate that, that's gonna take a couple days. So you have to bring it here and release. I don't know what kind of forms they have to fill out.
So I'm gonna give this back to you. Do you want to see this? So it looks like she
Well, I
does,
took on the
she
travel.
does travel credit.
Did I forward it to you? I don't, there's so many emails.
I don't take
Um,
issues on
Here,
the
you want
travel
it?
part.
Let's, come on, Amy, say they don't want her.
Well, they didn't answer. I think they're on lunch break because they closed during the lunch hour system.
Seriously?
Yeah, I did leave a voice message with the person I talked to.
I will call after the approach.
Well, regardless though,
Well, no, I'm saying if they don't want to extradite, then the bond becomes irrelevant. If that's the
Then we
case.
don't have to fight.
I'll call, I'll figure it out. I'll get it to somebody.
I mean, I can't imagine that that's why, you know? Really.
It's Pennsylvania.
I don't know.
Who has your passport right now?
It's in Alden,
What do you mean holding? Like which?
here downstairs.
Oh, they have it here.
So then they would have to be surrendered to the clerk's office.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's at the,
Yes, evidence.
got it, okay.
Okay.
So that's even
And
better.
I think Paria has a copy of the form if you don't already have one to
Okay.
have.
I'll email it.
So your lawyer is asking for me to set you a bond so that you can go turn yourself in to Pennsylvania. I will acquiesce and I will set your bond at $1,000. However, before I do that, I'm ordering you to surrender your passport because I'm not going to trust you that you're not going to go. You do a lot of international flight and I don't want you to take off on me
No, sir.
because I need you to answer the charges that you're wanted for out of Pennsylvania because that's what we do. So the other thing I need you to understand is that from the time that you bond out, we give you 2 weeks from the date of your release
Yes,
to
sir.
turn yourself in that jurisdiction. If you fail to do that, the bond that I set here now, I'm going to revoke it, set it at 0. I will not give you another one. I will issue a nationwide warrant for your arrest. You can't run forever. I will get you, and this time I will physically hold you. And it doesn't matter if you're nursing this or if you're doing that. I don't care. You need to understand that I
Understand.
cannot show you favorable treatment. I understand that you're nursing, but I have to treat everybody the same way. It doesn't matter if Jesus was here. I have to treat everybody the same way, and I do. I try to be as fair as possible, help you out as much as I can within the limits of the law. So understand, I'm happy to set you up. Well, otherwise, because if I thought you were a danger or flight risk, I wouldn't set you a bond. So I am going to set you one, and it's a low bond at that, at $1,000. Normally it's, 5 to 10, but understand, I'm going to hold you to it. So if you just take off and you don't go turn yourself in, you understand?
I was planning to drive over and not fly over, where it will be a little bit more easier for me to
That's
get there.
probably a good, well,
Yeah.
look.
Yeah, you'll get arrested at the
Freya
airport. We already
told you
talked about your
exactly how
dad
to do it.
driving you.
You don't want to take another risk where they,
Yes, sir.
because understand, we're letting you out. That warrant is still a valid warrant. So you get stopped somewhere else, they'll take you into custody. So you have to be careful. The only other thing I'm going to say, don't wait till the last day
No, sir.
because, all right,
Understand.
quick, anything else? Question?
No, I'll meet you back.
Well, do you think you'd be able to get it today for the passport surrender for,
Me?
well,
Oh, I'll do it right now.
okay,
Yeah, I'll make sure I don't leave the court without it.
okay.
I
Then I'll
have
stand
two
down until that.
passports, so I'd have to
What?
double check.
What do you mean you have two passports? Where are they?
Because one is they're downstairs, so.
Okay, well, both of them will go.
Yeah, now it's both.
Because I think one is the H2B.
Well, guys, I'll let you
Okay.
talk about it.
Well,
and-
all your
Sorry.
passports, got it.
Yes, yes.
Okay, hi, counsel.
Okay, so real quick, a little more context to that. She was first in front of Judge 2 days ago, I think. We have the footage. So she was arrested just days after she had given birth. Then obviously, as you figured out through that, she is breastfeeding. And this is some of the challenges that these courts run across is, there's human elements to everything. And we try to be so simplistic about stuff, well, just hold them, do this, do that. But world exists in the gray. It's never black and white. And, she's kind of in a tough situation and the baby's in a tough situation. And, I find it interesting that Judge Fleischer makes statements like, it wouldn't matter if Jesus was here. Well, yeah, it kind of would. Not because he's Jesus, but because every situation is different, and you have to kind of finagle your way through it. Anyways, we have that footage from a couple of days ago. We have this now. I think we'll put that together in a full video later today or tomorrow and put it on the channel so there's more complete context to this whole story. But it was good lawyering on Shreya's part. She's a pit bull. She's fun to watch.
Okay, so let's do this. I'll give you a normal reset.
Okay.
I'm setting it for bond forfeiture. He must be here at the next setting. If he's not here, I don't care. It's gonna get revoked.
I pretty much already told him that over the phone.
Okay, so SFBF next setting, okay? All right, thanks.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Take care. JP, what's new, man?
Judge, I'm approaching on a status for Mr. Disaki. He's on the calendar today, on the docket today. Last time we convened, you said you'd give me a week to get his mitigation in. We got it in. We've got his application, and I'm working it up now, Judge, for the DWI PTI.
Everything's submitted, right?
No, we just received his application, and I'm working it up right now.
Said it was gonna be submitted within.
Judge, I just begged the court for more time. It's on us. It's not the client. It's just. Thank you, Judge.
It's not submitted, it's clear trial.
I understand, Judge. All right.
Guys, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Hey.
I am approaching on Sierra Mitchell.
Mitchell. Oh, is it a new case?
So, no, what happened was I was her felony appointed lawyer upstairs.
Oh, did it get?
It got dismissed, but they refiled it as a misdemeanor. And so I've already talked to the MAC, and I was gonna request from the court that I'll be appointed as her MAC lawyer.
Are you on the list to be appointed?
I am. I'm a MAC.
I've already spoken with Morgan, and she said she was fine as long as she got the green light from you.
I'm okay. Sure.
Okay, I'll make the request.
Yeah,
I'll just need your bar number when we're done.
Thank you for getting on our case.
No, no problem.
But we need to do bond conditions and
Yes,
stuff.
here's
It's an
the
arraignment setting.
Right, here's the PSR and we
Okay.
can follow up.
Ms. Mitchell, come up. Vic, I've granted these three. Good morning, Ms. Mitchell. Ma'am, you are charged with assault of a family member. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you. He has been gracious enough to now sign on to your case. He's doing it. So please.
On April 10th, 2024, the complainant stated that he got into an argument with his roommate, the defendant's boyfriend. The complainant stated the defendant scratched him while his arms were being held down by the defendant's boyfriend. After, the defendant used her forearm to put the complainant in a chokehold with her knee on the complainant's back. The complainant stated the chokehold lasted around 6 seconds and his breathing was short and it was painful to swallow. The defendant also stated to the complainant, "I'll kill you, ho." The officers observed visible injuries to the complainant's face, chest, arms, back, and shin. The complainant stated that the estimated level of pressure on the neck was a 10 out of 10.
Okay. Ms. Mitchell, do you know of any dope or alcohol, anything of this nature?
Nothing alleged. No.
Ms. Mitchell, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with your case. I am ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to have any contact with this person and not to be in possession of weapons. I'm also now granting what's called a magistrate's order for emergency protection. This is a court order that identifies Mr. Sims as a protected individual. You cannot commit family violence or an assault against this person. Commit an act in furtherance of an offense under section 42.072 of the Texas Penal Code, which is the stalking statute. You cannot threaten, harass, use another person to communicate a threat or harassing behavior. You cannot be in possession of a weapon or go within 200 feet of where he lives or where he works. If you violate this court order, they will file additional cases against you, a violation of protective order. It's one of the worst cases you can pick up. Because you have a lawyer, I will waive your appearance. But Ms. Mitchell, it is your responsibility to stay in touch with him. If he tells me he cannot get a hold of you because you're playing games, you've gone AWOL, you pick up a new case, you become a danger to my community, it's not going to go well for you. You will not get any more PR bonds. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So she has a prior, okay, the impeding breath is this case now.
Yes, sir.
Do you have any other
No prior, no
No.
criminal history, Judge.
All right, I'm gonna set your bond at $100 and I'm going to grant you a PR bond today. But like I said, this is the only one. If I find that you become a danger, it's just not gonna go well. Do you understand that? Okay, I'm gonna have you sign a reset with Victoria. We'll have you take a seat while we generate your bond conditions. Do not leave until you sign them. And after that, you'll be free to go. Thanks.
This way.
Can you file no contact, no weapons, please?
Yes. Judge, I do believe there is, sorry, one second. I believe there's a bill in that you're not allowed to use personal bonds for violent crimes. Yep, 28, 29. So I would.
Let's see. I don't know. Is it, are you saying it's something that's new?
Yeah, section 17.03.
Hold on.
Of the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure.
And that was $100? Yeah, set it at $100.
She could come them up with me.
Okay.
Name.
Counsel. Judge.
She's saying that she can't get a PR bond.
And that's because,
Because under section 17.03 of the Code of Criminal Procedure, B2, a defendant may not be released on personal bond if the defendant is charged with an offense involving violence. Go ahead and sign your protective order. Miranda, please just sign it.
well, I mean, just overrides that. I'm sorry, can I say that?
Yeah.
I got you. Here's the list of offenses that it can be right here. All these. And then it does cover assault, but it only covers felony assault.
So this is not a
Okay.
felony.
Yeah.
This is
Okay, sorry, Judge.
false alarm. It's for felony cases. Like, we've been doing this for years. So can she come out of that? Sean, what was that?
It's that 1701. Sorry, B3. Offenses that involves violence, including the following. And then subsection I talks about assault, but it says it is punishable as a second degree or punishable as a felony and involving act of violence. And then there's no disciplinary.
Hey, Mike, ready?
Real quick, you guys have had so many complicated things. I've just got one guy on your docket.
Nothing.
Right. Jaime Hernandez, it's an older case. The state had got the restitution amount and we're looking at an alternative time served and we'll be out of your way. Just need to set it for a plea.
Say it again?
Just need to set the case for a plea. They're looking at just a time served.
A restitution?
He's not going to, he can't. They initially started at 1,500 and then the complaining witness came back and said 3,500.
I'm not, so he did damage at $3,500?
No, that's not what, I mean.
Say it again?
I don't know. I mean, it was initially, they said 15. And all of a sudden now when they say, hey, how much restitution you need? It's now 33,000. How did that happen?
I have 3,500.
Yeah.
Yes, Judge, sorry, what's the client's name?
How many?
I'm gonna have a hard time taking a time served if someone created $3,500 or $1,500 and then they're not having to pay it.
Right.
How's that fair?
Right. And the question is whether or not he can pay it. I don't know.
We can give him time, we can put him on a payment plan if need be, but it's not fair to like
I know
let
that.
someone get.
The other thing, I want to be able to confirm it goes from 15 to 30.
I'm 100% with you. I
Fair
mean,
enough.
because a lot of times people just started,
Putting everything in the car.
We have the estimates.
I know that.
In the bills, so,
Yeah.
yeah.
We'll
have a
go.
cost bill or some kind of
Yes.
estimate.
Yes,
What is it?
it's the amount of restitution that was offered, so it's the,
But I don't know if he got his whole car repaired.
so it's the $3,348.
But look at what, I guess, let's look at the accident
I'll do
report.
it. I'll do it. I'll do that. If I just have 2 weeks.
You got it, 2 weeks, but I'm gonna tell you now, no, like, he owes money, he's
You
gotta,
gotta pay.
How much time was that, Judge?
2 weeks. Plea must appear.
Judge, for Ms. Mitchell, I was generating her PR bond, but I see a motion to dismiss from Sebastian in the queue. So I'm unsure if you would like me to go further with that.
Hey, Blaze, did you see? Sebastian filed a motion to dismiss in
On Mitchell.
Mitchell.
Yeah, I'm back in line for that.
Tell me.
I was just told that the state, deputy prosecutor filed a motion to dismiss on it.
What's the word, Dunford?
I just need to know if I need to go further generating bond.
Do you have Sebastian's phone number, which is confirmed that,
I don't have his phone number, but I can definitely email him.
do you mind real quick so that we can just know? And then if so, then
Yeah, no.
done.
I'll,
Just confirm, because sometimes it's a mistake.
I've done that before, Judge. McKinsey's gonna go ahead and call him.
Just give me 2 minutes, please.
If he doesn't answer.
No, just leave it. We're good. ¿Qué onda?
Nada más. Ms. Rodriguez. Sold to approach on a reset. I just signed on this morning because of the age of the case. So we're here. I see that all the evidence is up, so I need to watch those videos. You give me just a 30-day reset and I'll have it done by then. You want to set for a pre-trial conference, I wouldn't have posted that either. but-
She's in jail, right?
Yeah, I sold too, so she's not going anywhere.
Or is this your first day on?
First thing.
Yeah, you got it, for sure. Hey, hi, Sean. What's new, man? Happy hump day.
Yeah, that's right. Get past it. I've got Mr. Evans on the docket.
Okay.
It's set for a 4/22 trial. This is the one that we are gonna be working out. Felony has given us 99% of the approval.
I need to get stuff done, because I've got people breathing down my neck because my numbers are too high.
Yeah. It sounds like
Is why.
well, and I know, Your Honor, I do apologize. I think I can tell you we're closer, much closer than we were a month ago. We were at the finish line.
Yeah.
What's the wait?
Felony chief was basically saying that she would be good if we took a deferred down here and they dismissed the felony, right? And she wanted to get approval from Ms. Geist to make sure that they're okay offering something like that. I go in and I was like, let me call Ashley, let me get it to her attention, because I got her direct line, I can call her up a little quicker. I go back into the court and felony chief had left to go pick a jury in ERD court with Judge
You already
Brown.
got the approval?
It's not written 100% in stone.
I don't have anything expensive about it. I haven't talked with Ashley, Your Honor. She would be good with coming to you. She just wanted me to go check with them.
Oh, you want to do it today?
No. When you have a trial, that's why, but I think this is something we'll be able to get done without going to trial.
Right.
Right at the finish line, I just need to get done into their final stamp.
You want to do, wait, maybe Monday?
So I think our plan, or what we had at least discussed, right, was next week, I'm out most of the week, he's out most of the week. So we were going to try to come in that following week and have it just knocked out then. In the meantime, I can iron out everything with Ally upstairs and with Ashley mid-level. And then once we have the approval on everything, I think we're good to go.
Okay, but that's it.
Yeah.
It's
Oh, yeah.
165 days. So give me a date.
Um,
Is that the date?
The following Monday or Tuesday would be.
So that would be the 7th.
So
April 7th?
let me double check
And
that.
that kind of explains Washington.
Yes, that should work for me.
Oh, same last name.
All right. Dude's got to be here then.
Okay. Cool.
This is the one, he's a lawyer, right? Yeah. Okay.
Hey, what's the setting? What are we doing?
It's plea or trial.
Okay, so just.
Or no, we're sitting a plea, right?
Just say for play essentially.
Yeah, plea. Okay,
Okay.
all right.
Thank you, Judge.
Good to see you, Sean.
May I be excused?
Hey.
May I approach you?
Hi.
I have Ralphie Jimenez. It's an FSGI.
Okay.
The case was,
Sold.
yeah, it's old. I wasn't appointed till February 20th, so I don't know if it was a warrant or what. Like he had, because it's an FSGI, I don't know if there was a, but, or if he missed. if he
Yeah,
bond
he's bond forfeited in 24, then again in 25.
So when I'm supposed to.
Is Mr. Jimenez here now?
Yeah, he's here. And he has a phone number now.
That's what I'm
What
making
do you
sure.
want to do?
Well, they haven't made an offer. They have not spoken. There's no accident report because it's an FSGI. There's no accident report.
Okay, I'm gonna set a discovery hearing then.
Okay.
Set a 10-day discovery hearing. If they don't have it, then it's 216 days old and I'm,
Okay.
how many resets have you had?
I think I've only had, this is my, one.
Got a point on the 20th, but this case has been open forever.
So they spoke to one of the complaining witnesses. There's two listed on the RIP. But he says that there's damages, but he hasn't provided an estimate. So they were waiting on that. There is no accident report either. So they were waiting on that as well.
I'm gonna try to. Yeah, Abby, can you help me out?
This is Mr. Jimenez, where you're waiting on the accident report and the estimate.
Yeah, the case is old. It's 216 days old. And so what are you missing? What do you have? And it's time to put up, please.
You looked for the accident report, but you didn't see it.
Yeah, so I looked for the accident report. We don't have it. We've spoken to the complainant once. They did give us a rough estimate about how much the restitution was, but we just want to follow up and get a receipt, something.
I
estimate.
understand. And I want you to as well, right? Because it's only fair, right? So they don't just say whatever, but 2 weeks,
All right.
everything, 2 weeks.
Okay. All right, thank you, Alder.
Yes, ma'am. Vic, come on.
I spoke to Chief. I've got a file a motion to restore property. It's in your queue. State has no objection.
Sign it.
Okay, thank you.
Is it going to you or is it going?
It's going to the client. Thank you, Judge. Have a good day.
You too. Take care.
Mr. Jimenez?
So real quick, while we have a pause in the action, I've got eyes on 6 other courtrooms at the moment. There's several that are in recess, but Judge Meineke is still clicking along. Judge McNally's been working with the same person for like 45 minutes now, but there's been a lot of pauses in that. Judge Simpson's court, where they were trying to do that bench trial for a landlord-tenant thing, continues in recess. His stream has been going for 3.5 hours, of which only about 10 minutes of that has been actual court time. The last update I had there was the lawyer for the landlord was attempting to withdraw from the case. Running long today, and we'll continue to do that for a while because I'm still curious to see what happens with Judge Fleischer here. He was an hour late starting his day. It makes me wonder if that trial that they had planned was somehow sorted. But he didn't say anything, so we'll ride with him for a while, see what's going on.
So don't worry about it. Don't worry about it because they're dismissing it. You don't have to do anything.
I know, I started filing it and I saw that, I was like.
Yeah, they're good notice. Yeah.
Yes. Hey, council, do you want to wait and get a copy of the dismissal just in case since it's the night before? That just might be. Since it was acting request, so that if she. So we make the request to attach.
Hey, talk to me.
Get a copy of the nozzle.
Oh, got it. I've signed it.
Oh,
So we can still move on.
yes. I know. Well, I'm assigned to the election. Cases. Then, I know you were 10 for all. Yeah, I know. I think.
Hey, come on up, guys. Good morning.
Good morning, I'm approaching on CJ Spears.
Yes.
So a couple things in this case. One, we wanted to ask the court for a bond reduction. It was set today at $5,001. And two.
Refresh my memory. Is this the one where he let the gun out and a child was killed?
Yes, Your Honor, and the state would be opposed to this.
Okay.
You know, now you're just.
So, I mean, the MAJ basis is driving under invalid license. And then there's a technical about a education skill level for evaluation. So, I mean, nonviolent charges. He came to court today on his own. He's not trying to run from anything.
It's an arraignment setting, right?
But nonetheless, he still came to court on his own. He's not trying to run from anything. He knew that he was on deferred. He knew that he picked up a new case, but yet he still showed up to court, not trying to flee. And this is a driving with invalid license, not the most serious charge, but yet it's still a new charge. I understand that. $5,001 bond. He's currently working at Amazon. He supports his girlfriend and his two remaining kids after the unfortunate accident. He's the breadwinner for the house. He's been at Amazon for 8 months, asking the court to at least reduce the bond so he can remain working, taking care of his family, taking care of his responsibilities. He owes a couple $100 to DPS, which would allow him to get a license. So
run his license, will you? Do you mind?
Yes, Your Honor, I have it up now. It's,
Did you pull the driving record?
$205.
So
The record also. Let's see, any tickets, any,
So it looks like it's a lot of the no insurance or canceled insurance.
anything recent?
That no insurance was from June of 2024, was the last one. There was another driving without a license back in 2024, department suspension. And then a lot of from anywhere between 2024 and all the way to 2017, there was just a surcharge. There was also the conviction for expired driver's license.
When are all these? What's the date?
2022 was the offense date for the expired driver's license. 2022, no motor vehicle insurance, failed to drive in a single lane, class C's. No motor vehicle insurance, 2020. The valet promised to appear 2018, drive without lights when required 2017, no vehicle insurance 2017, no driver's license 2017, valet promised to appear 2016, change lanes when unsafe 2016, motor vehicle liability insurance 2016, unrestricted solid safety seat violation 2016.
And Judge, if the least restrictive conditions in this case, based on the new law violation, would be restricting driving, no driving condition. That would be the least restrictive outside of financial means.
Here's what I do. Here's what I'd like to do.
It's been TRS if you're.
What?
Is recommended effective decision.
No, what I want to do is I want to drug test him. I want to see if he's using. That's what I'd like to do. So what I'll do now is I'm going to grant him a PR bond right now, and I'm going to send him for a drug and alcohol test. Because I want to know if he's using any kind of dope. And then what we'll do is, he never did the educational skill level, huh?
No, sir.
Okay, I'm gonna tell him he's got 2 weeks to get that done. And if he doesn't, do you mind bringing him out?
Judge, on the adjudicating case,
Would it be easier to send him to test now on your case, or on her case?
well.
Because all you have to do is just create the order, right? Would it be
Do you
easier?
have the warrant? Because if he has the warrant,
I'm gonna reinstate.
things.
I
We'll
was in
take
the
a
PR.
minute.
Did you graduate from high school?
Sir,
Did you graduate from high school?
I dropped out in like 12th grade.
To get that done. It's unacceptable that you don't even have a high school diploma. And I'm telling you now that if you mess with us one more time, it's really not going to go well for you. Do you understand me? I'm sending you now for a drug and alcohol test. First, I want you back tomorrow so we can work on having you complete probation successfully. Number one, completing the educational skill level. And number two, working on getting your GED. Because that's the most important thing in your life at this moment. Do you understand? Okay, I'm going to grant you a limited PR bond right now. Anything else, if I find that you drive, I'm going to lose my shice. Do you understand? You are not allowed to drive. I don't care what it is, where you're going, who for, you're not allowed to drive. For Amazon, you're not allowed to drive for anyone. Do you understand? And if I find that you do, you're looking at a year in jail. Do you understand? Okay, I will grant the PR bond now. I'm sending you to test, and then I want him back here tomorrow so we can craft a plan going forward.
Understood. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right.
Okay. So.
Thanks, Blaise.
It's no longer under your supervision. It's no longer under your supervision at all. Still on that. Yes.
Hi, Jillian. Good morning.
Not much. I have Mr. Jones back on docket. He did his TRAS.
Jones, which Jones? I don't remember.
Joshua Jones.
Oh, okay.
The TRAS came back. I think they recommended outpatient treatment. I believe so.
Yes. Okay.
They recommended outpatient with 2 open DWI.
They recommended
Okay, so I'm gonna do it because I told you I would do whatever they do. But if he mucks it up, he's going into an inpatient. That'll be used as a sanction.
Okay. Will you take a year probation?
What do you think, State?
I'm sorry, I don't have.
This is Jones, Joshua Jones. He has 2 open DWIs. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I couldn't find that.
I think 2 years is appropriate so that we know.
Judge, you know what spot that puts me in. We can go to trial and get the same thing.
Okay. On 2? 15 months.
Okay, that's.
I'll talk to him.
It'll still be under.
All right, sounds good.
I don't know. He's gonna get tested off,
Yeah,
you know?
I will.
He's using.
No, he'll be back.
I guess.
I'll let him know.
That's gonna be weird.
Yeah, because
Hey, just a quick update real quick. Literally every other court that I monitor, and I've got 11 up at the moment, are all in recess. So it's all Judge Fleischer at the moment. We have gone long today. I'm content to continue to stream for a while. I think it's safe to say that that trial that we thought would happen today isn't going to happen, because I think they would have gotten there by now. So I think the reason he started late is whatever was going to happen got sorted. But yeah, let's ride with Judge Fleischer for a little while. We'll see what happens.
Judge, I feel the assessments that have been going to physics is a new book.
What is the violation?
Alcohol and weed. I have done everything in my power to try to keep you out of custody. You have 2 open DWIs. I was now going to grant the fact that you had negotiated an intensive outpatient treatment. You now are testing positive for alcohol and marijuana while you're on bond for this case. And I have told you repeatedly that you are at no tolerance, Mr. Jones.
I don't do drugs. Period and point blank.
I have here.
Don't say anything. Can I get a copy of the bond violations before we discuss
Is
it?
it impending?
It's, yeah, it's in ready for judge.
I don't know why it's not cool.
March 13th, the results were confirmed by the lab for alcohol and THC. Oh, wait. Joshua Dante Jones, right? Joshua Dante Jones? This has got, I don't know, something's wrong here.
I'm not understanding. I'm not seeing.
Something's wrong. Oh. We need to put pretrial services on probation, man.
I'm not sure.
I mean, it says here, Mr. Jones,
I don't see it in ready for judge.
no, it's wrong. It's wrong. Let me see it. It's wrong. Let me see. Yeah, it's wrong. It's a Joshua Dante.
Okay.
It's the exact same. You're good.
So we're good.
Hey,
It wasn't you. We're good.
that's not you.
Let's go talk again.
Sorry to scare you.
Let's go talk.
He's good.
Judge, you stated this was in ready for judge?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Was it an error on our end?
I'll be right back.
So it's not often we hear judge call out other parts of the system saying pretrial services should be on probation. That's rare for him. I mean, he calls out with like the police and stuff when they write bad reports and whatnot, but he's not like directly quasi threatening them like he kind of did there. So that was unique. So literally, at the moment here, there is nothing going on, but I'll stay live for a few minutes and see if Judge comes back. Because if he does, then I'm content to continue to stream. But yeah, I've got no action in any of the 11 other courts I've got going. Many of them are at lunch. Judge Simpson continues his stream, but it's been private all day. It's just a black screen. Again, to kind of update you as to what was going on there, he started off his day with what should have been a landlord-tenant bench trial. And then the landlord in that situation was attempting to get the case adjourned and moved back a few days. He wasn't having any part of that. He insisted it was going to move forward today, so he went into recess to try to get them to figure something out, and then later on they came back live, and the lawyer for the landlord is now attempting to withdraw, saying that there were some misstatements, perhaps is a good way to put it, on the part of her client, so she doesn't feel she can adequately represent. So that whole docket is just a nightmare today. Judge Shackelford today mostly handled pedestrian matters. She's in recess. Judge McNally disgustedly went to recess. So we added him to the channel yesterday, and he's been interesting. We've been watching him for a while, but we have a policy with this channel that we don't bring on judges until we've spent a little bit of time with them so we understand them. Because if we don't have a feel for somebody, then it's hard to talk intelligently about them and really interpret their work. So we were familiar with Judge McNally. We were ready to bring him on in a week or two, but yesterday it was suggested that we bring him on, and he happened to be live streaming, so we did. The trick with Judge McNally is that he live streams his court, but then will pretty much immediately delete those live streams when he's done. So if you don't catch it in real time, it's hard with him, which is why we've been a little hesitant to add him. But since we're doing a live show now, it makes it a little easier. But he's grumpy, that's for sure. And he's not afraid to say what he thinks, but he's entertaining as all get out. So he's been fun to watch. We put up a video yesterday after the live with him that has done really well. So if you didn't see the live yesterday, if you're interested in Judge McNally, go check that out after we're done here. But yeah, nothing going on at the moment. We'll hang tight for another minute or two. If Judge Fleischer comes back, we'll continue. If not, we may just call it a day. But let's give it a few minutes. B. Davis says, thanks for streaming. Hasn't distracted me at all from work. The trick is to make it your work, which is kind of what we're doing here. Again, Mrs. The Courtroom Files and I, if you're not familiar with this channel, we run multiple businesses. We're entrepreneurs. This channel has become one of our businesses. It wasn't necessarily something we were seeking out, but I wanted to try something different back in October here on YouTube. We've got other channels that we run, but this one has been the most fun that we've had, and a lot of that is the interaction with all of you, so I appreciate it. Looks like Judge is back on the bench, so let's go ahead and go back to him. He's talking on his phone, but let's give him a few more minutes and see if anything else interesting happens.
Was his next court date? Yeah, it's more tomorrow. Okay.
So I think
Spears?
that's.
Yeah. Okay. Just kidding.
Case by case basis.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, sure.
Same thing. I promise that's the, I know that's. Possible. And it's, I just. Yeah. It's right.
Of course.
Victoria, so this terminates him in probation. The bond should terminate
Like I saw.
because having a new bond.
Hey, do you want to go through the list?
Felicia, so he's currently on probation.
Yes.
It's getting the votes.
Mhm.
He's gonna issue the warrants and they're gonna put him back on the bond.
Yes,
That's how,
yes, so I'm saying, so he's no longer on probation.
for the time being.
Yes.
No. He still has to comply, like no new law violations.
Right, that's the bond.
But that he'll have to be supervised by pretrial and no longer probation. Because posting the new bond with the warrant would terminate his probation.
Okay.
Puts him on for tomorrow.
Sure.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, done. Yeah.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
First one is page 10, Coleman, Bruce, set for arraignment folks to appear first time.
2501.
I'm gonna keep it refreshing, but could you let me know what's
Page
in what's
11,
so that I can.
where's
start talking
that?
some more?
Set for arraignment folks to appear first time.
2501.
Oh,
Wow. Wow. Come on up.
Good morning. Well, almost afternoon. How you doing today?
Man, so great to see you.
Look, Judge, it's good to see you. You know, I don't normally come down here.
We welcome you. Really. It's just been too long.
It has. I saw you the other day. I tried to get your attention. You were coming. Who were you walking with? Looked like y'all were coming from lunch. May have been coming from Tree Beers. I'm not sure.
Ah.
But
You have something with us?
I do. I have a fugitive matter.
Okay.
So Ronnie Lewis is on docket today, Judge. Even though he's from here, apparently got stopped by a state trooper for a matter out of Louisiana. He missed his arraignment date. My understanding was they were recalling that warrant there, but Madam Prosecutor checked, the warrant is still active. So I'm asking that he get a bond so he can make that arraignment court date. I just was advised that the state is asking for no bond.
And here's the thing. I've given him a bond before. It's not my first rodeo with him.
Oh, yeah. Well,
And
we got those cases taken care of though.
I know, dude's dangerous, man. I mean,
Judge, these are not
robbery.
Well, the robbery is actually, I'm on the robbery. The robbery is going to be hopefully dismissed because he didn't do that.
Guys, do you mind bringing out Mr. Lewis? So just hold on. Let's bring him out so he can, because it's only fair that he gets to hear this.
I gotta hurry somebody.
You know I love you.
Yeah, no, I understand, Judge. You gotta do your job.
This is a third. How many fugitive cases has dude had?
I've seen 2 prior ones here, Judge.
I remember one out of California. We got that taken care of. I think that matter was disposed of. Might have been dismissed. I wasn't on it, but now we obviously have this one out of Opelousas for, I think it's possession of marijuana and
There's a single officer possession from at the scene and then money derived from drug sales.
the old money laundering case.
You also had a prior fugitive for a robbery case on.
It should show. Oh, that was the other one. Yes.
How you doing? Lewis, you know, I'm bringing you out here now because we're talking about you, and it's only fair that you get to hear what we're talking about.
So
I will tell you that nothing in life makes me more unhappy than having to keep someone in custody. I don't like to put people in jail. I don't get off on it. There are a lot of judges that do, you know? I don't like it. And if I can keep someone out, then I try, you know, because jail sucks. But some people get it and just some people don't get it, you know? And while I really don't know you, the way I get to know you is how you are on paper. Because that really tells me who you are. Are you a nice guy? Are you a danger to the community? Do you hopscotch criminality with the states like you're playing hopscotch? Not anymore.
Yeah, all this been.
And look, I don't want you to say anything because I know that you're going to tell me it's little bunnies jumping in the woods, right? It's little rainbows and gumdrops and this, but this is the third fugitive case we had. I will tell you that I absolutely love your lawyer. I mean, just, but with a third fugitive case, not only that, you have an open robbery. You've done now just picked up a burglar of a motor vehicle here, not, well, they filed it today.
Yes, sir. As a result of being in custody, it was a case from January, but just filed today. We did get a bond on that, but.
You scare me. You really, really do. You know, you look young too. That's probably the worst part about this. I mean, what are you, like 26, 27 years old? You know, 32. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. And that's just here. I really hope that it doesn't take a 50-year or a bullet to help you realize that you can't keep it up. Something's gonna happen, man. You know, I can't. It's a third. You want to say something? I'm happy to hear you out.
I would, Judge. I do understand the court's concern, and obviously it's something that, as the fugitive judge, to take into consideration. And you're right, this is our third time being before you. Unfortunately, I do know the matters in California have been resolved, and you know, bond is supposed to ensure a person's appearance in court. Mr. Lewis has not had a problem with going to those states, appearing in court, coming back here as ordered by this court to show that he is handling his business. With this matter in Opelousas, this is a case that they just indicted. They sent the summons out. Apparently, he did not receive a summons. We had it on good authority yesterday that they were going to recall that and just reissue a new court date since it wasn't.
If they do
arraigned.
that, then that lifts the whole.
Then, right, that solves
So,
everything.
I don't know if you can get over there and get them to say, hey, lift it, reissue it, because if that happens, the whole releases, you make bond on the BMV and then
Correct,
he needs to
correct.
do what he needs to do.
For the sake of, you know, Judge, I would ask if the court would entertain a $30,000 bond, but if not, I do understand what my other alternative is, which might actually save him some money and do that, but I do want to be heard on that bond, and I would ask that bond be set at 30,000.
I can't. You scare me. And I tell you now, with me, I don't do it twice. You know, it just, and now it's a third, just not, I can't. You scare me, Mr. Lewis, really. All I want in life, all I want are my streets to be safe. Every single day, someone's dying around here. But one, I can't.
Thank you, Judge.
So, yeah, I mean, has he waived? Has he refused?
Yes, he waived on the 25th.
Okay, so he's got 1 day credit. I will tell you this, the good news for you is that we have so many buses coming in from in and out of Louisiana that if you make bond on the BMV case, you'll probably be back in Louisiana within the next 3 days. So the only thing that needs to happen, the problem is now we're told because he's not made bond on his misdemeanor case because it just got filed.
It just got filed, Judge, and we're
Make
working on that
bond,
now.
That lifts the toll And then I'm telling you, we have buses in Louisiana coming to pick up people 2 times a week. So he'll be out, look at his plate, unless you can get that hold lifted.
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, I will also note that he has an investigative hold prisoner hold. Jay did talk to me earlier that I should be gone before April, the next April setting of the other cases, but that is also holding him on extradition until the city.
An investigative hold for what?
It's
The
investigative
BMV?
hold prisoner. I don't know what it is off the top of my
So
head.
HPD has a hold on him for some reason. I have no idea. I've seen this maybe one time. It says literally investigative hold prisoner by HPD.
Okay,
have
they
no
only
idea.
got a certain amount of time. They gotta either make, else to get off the pot. So we'll deal
I don't
with
know. I
that.
mean, your best bet, talk to Day, because he'll tell you more what that means, because I just don't know.
Okay.
He's already waived, so that part's done. Try to get the bond upstairs, and then that way we can get.
Okay. Thank you, Judge. I'm gonna go back.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Okay.
Okay, judge has got a pretty empty courtroom now. Everybody else is on recess. It's clear that there's not going to be a trial today, so I think I'm going to go ahead and call it a day for the live show. We did go 3.5 hours almost. We normally only go 2, so bonus material today. I actually started a half an hour early today because there was so much going on all of a sudden, all at once. But I felt like it was a good day. Hopefully you enjoyed yourselves. Lots of good court activities, some good legal arguments. Shreya was on fire when we saw her earlier in Judge Fleischer's court. Judge McNally was grumpy. And yeah, one thing I wanted to comment on, we watched very briefly, we watched Judge Meineke, who was, if I recall correctly, he was sentencing somebody, and he was talking about the guy's alcohol abuse issues. If you haven't ever caught it, take a look. It happens on Tuesdays, and he doesn't delete the stream. He leaves it on. But he does a sobriety court, and he actually streams it. I don't cover it here because the audio on it isn't the greatest all the time, and it makes it difficult. So you got to kind of deal with that. But it's really good to watch how he works with each and every person in the sobriety court and counsels them and talks them through things, and they celebrate successes. And if you want another angle of court that isn't all doom and gloom, but perhaps a little bit hopeful, that's a good one to go watch. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and leave it there. On your way out the door, if you haven't already, please consider smashing the like button. We are starting to grow this live show, which I'm really liking, so thank you all for the support. Also, I don't ask this often, but consider sharing the show with people you know if they are interested in court proceedings. The more shares we get, the more likes we get, the more interaction in the chat, the faster this show will grow. So I appreciate it. Everybody have a good day. We'll see you tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific. Take care, and God